Hello, hello. Hi, hey, what's up? Yeah. hello. I forgot it again. What am I even doing here? Hi, Daydreamer, good evening. And hi, Liam. I hope you had a good trip home. Hi, Jaimito as well. Congrats, one. That game one on stream was phenomenal. Great decisions at reads. I will talk about my entire run today. I'm really looking forward to talk about it because the stream, unfortunately, did not really reflect how well I actually played. But sometimes it do be like that. And hi, Ruby. Hi, Tenryu. Hi, Blunt as well. And thank you, High Tech. I streamed all night day one, but you didn't get on stream. I did. I in the end of day one, I was streamed, Blunt. And hi, Stolson. I hope you're doing great. But yeah, thank you, Jaimito. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I saw the tweet, Stolson. I saw the tweet. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Yo, Lassie, thank you so much. I streamed all the way to round 8. Yeah, they did it again, that we played 9 rounds on day 1. But before I talk about the tournament itself, let's talk about the team I used and about the preparation, right? Because, honestly speaking, my entire preparation was 21 Showdown best of 3s. I played 21 Showdown best of 3s, and on Limitless, I can show you history, on the Wednesday, November 26th. As you can see, I haven't played a Limitless tournament in a long time. I played a tournament with 62 participants, which I also won, and I also used the very same team there as well, as you can see here. Terra Dragon Life Orb Goldango, Terrafire Amoonguss, Assault West Incineroar, Shadow Ball P2. It's the exact same team. And hi Robbie, I hope you're doing great, as well as Alex, and thank you so much, Alex. Yo, Stolson! Oh my god! Yo! Oh my god, thank you so much for the 5 gifteds. Oh, thank you so much, Stolson. Oh man, thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. If we only had alerts, yeah, I know, I forgot to. I think the reason why I forgot was that I also came back quite late, which will also be a part I have to talk about, because I was not able to catch my train because I got to top 4, but we will get to that. I want to talk it in I want to talk about all things in a chronological order. So yeah. It's December and I'm getting both B-Day and Christmas cash. Yo, thank you so much. When is your birthday, Storson? Let me guess. It's the 14th, in 13 days. Thank you, Blunt, so much for the gifted as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. 5th. Oh, that's in 4 days. Thank you so much, Blunt. Thank you so much. And thank you, Robbie. Robbie, it's also not looking good for Team Germany, which is a shame. But we will also talk about the World Cup after I talked about the entire regional. Yo, thank you so much, Lucrative, and thank you, Danvir. I do appreciate it. Yo, I for once I prepared my water bottle. Crazy, right? Unfortunate, Danvir, but have a good night. Yo, fair noob, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, I ended up playing with the team. I also used in my latest YouTube video, and I got absolutely demolished in my last YouTube video, and I still decided to run it. What is special about this team? Nothing really. Yo, Pissing, how you doing? Nothing. Sorry to tell you, there's nothing special here. If you expected a special team, sorry. The reason why I decided to play this team is I watched Las Vegas, and I was on Dondozo for the World Cup. I wanted to play Dondozo for the World Cup. I won my World Cup match pretty convincingly, but I also thought I'm not going to play an event, so it's whatever. When I saw how Dylan played with the team, and Dylan won, and I was like, huh? That looked pretty cool. And then in LAIC, I watched the senior finals. Some of you have seen the senior LAIC finals, right? Or I like also the set between Lewis Markel and Javier Senuena. Javier used this team, or like a variation of this team, and I was like, this is a joke, right? This is a joke. Surely, if others can perform well with this, I can do it myself. And that's why I decided to sign up on the Monday for the regional. I was happy that there were even spots left, because sometimes regionals are just sold out and you cannot sign up anymore. And then on Monday I was like, okay, I need a team. And then I was like, yo, look creative, thank you for the 100 bits. And I was like, yeah, guess I will try this one out. I think it has all the tools that I need. I have never ever played something like this before, right? I have always played different stuff, but it worked. It worked. Yeah, it's close to max speed. I think usually people run a slower Incineroar on this, also a slower Ursaluna, also Bulky Life Orb Goldango was the MVP together with Shadow Ball Porygon 2. Shadow Ball Porygon 2 was insane. Trust me, Shadow Ball Porygon 2 was the greatest meta call of all time. Why am I gifting to an imposter? I have no idea. It absolutely is, yeah. Porygon 2 was my favorite one of the team. Kilowatch unfortunately wasn't that good, but it had some nice matchups. I always, like, when I thought about the team, I was thinking about replacing Kilowatch, but I couldn't find a good replacement for it. So yeah. Also, I know that some people play even more special defense on Amoonguss to survive Terra Normal Blood Moon from Life of Blood Moon. I did not feel it was necessary, and it paid off that I had some of a physical bulk, because we will get to that in a sec. But yeah, then I decided to travel. I had great roommates. I roomed together with Faiz, Maurice Utek, and Fabian Kuhl, Finnabas. And yeah, we had a really good time. And on the Saturday, I had like 3 hours of sleep, you know the drill. And then the tournament started, okay? And my round 1 opponent was Julian Ganser. I know Julian because I also coached him last year. I know that like what he was going to bring, not because I coached him this year, but because I know what his play, like he always plays Porygon 2, Incineroar, Amoonguss, or Saluna. To show you the teams, I will use this, because then the entire site doesn't crash. And this is what Julian brought, right? It is close to a mirror. It is close to a mirror. There are some changes, like the Ursaluna's Terra Fairy. The Porygon 2 has Protect and is Terra Electric. And yeah, obviously Dragapult and Volcarona instead of Kilo Wattrill and Goldango. And I played this really well. I won the set 2-0 because since he didn't have Tailwind on the Volcarona, I also expected his Ursaluna to not be super fast. And my hunch was right. In game 1, I pretty much stomped with Goldango and Porygon 2 lead, and I brought Incineroar Amoonguss Incineroar Ursaluna in the bag. I did not bring the Amoonguss. I also did not bring the Kilo Wattrill, which is pretty understandable, right? I think he led with Dragapult and Ursaluna, right? He led with Dragapult, Ursaluna game 1, and I led with Goldango and Porygon 2, yeah. And I just clicked Make It Rain Terra Blast into the Ursa, because I also knew that he likes to play aggressive with his Ursa. And it worked, because he did not click Protect. And the double up, he survived it on 2 HP, but he only clicked Facade without being burned into my P2 plus U-turn into the P2, probably anticipating a Protect or a switch out with my Goldango. But then the Ursaluna was super low, so I was able to win with my Ursaluna and Porygon 2 pretty easily, in game 1 at least. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then in game 2, it was a little closer. Game 2, he started with Porygon 2, I think. He did not start with Ursaluna, if I remember correctly, but he started with Dragapult again. And bulky Goldango was super good, because there was a situation in the end game where he was locked into Terra Dragon Dragon Darts, and I was at like 60%, and I needed to survive Dragon Darts into Life Orb into Dragon Darts, and this is what I did. I won 1-0 because the end game was that he only had like 30% Ursaluna left, and I had 40% Terra Grass Incineroar plus Goldango. So we had still 2 turns of Trick Room. So my best play was to just click Make It Rain Flare Blitz. I did not have Fake Out available, and just hope that he doesn't get an Earthquake crit on my Incin. I was also thinking to click Protect, because if he crits with EQ, I could get a double Protect and still win, right? But if he just clicks Facade into Incineroar, reading my Protect, then next turn I also need a double Protect. So I went for the mathematically best play, and he clicked Earthquake. So Protect would have been better, but he also didn't crit, which is why I won the second game 1-0. And it was a good start into the tournament, because I played this set really well. I used the correct Pokemon, which I sometimes struggle with if I don't have a lot of practice with a team, but it worked out in the end. My second opponent, on the other hand, Giuseppe Alario. Giuseppe finished 9-3, as you can see here, 9-3 with this team. And he also top cut Frankfurt with this team. And I also lost to Giuseppe in an Italian tournament. There was an Italian tournament. I played against him like 3 months ago. And he was on that team, and I was on, I don't remember what I had, but in this set, I once again played incredible. In game 1, I remember that I led with Ursaluna, and he led with Corviknight Tyranitar, and Ursaluna is out of place, right? But I just clicked Headlong Rush into the Tyranitar, it did not Terra, and I KO'd it immediately. And because I then survived I survived Earthquake plus Brave Bird with -1 defense, which is why I was able to win game 1, because I got another KO on the Garchomp with Facade. So that was insane. And in game 2, turn 1 was also really great. Thank you, Taco. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Taco. Thank you so much. But yeah, game 2, you gotta imagine. He leads with Sneasler Garchomp, okay? And I decide to change my mode, and I lead with Kilo Wattrill Goldango, okay? keep in mind, Kilowatt with Goldango against Sneasler Chomp. What I clicked was kinda crazy. I clicked Nasty Plot Tailwind, knowing that if he clicks Coaching plus Earthquake, my Goldango just dies, and I'm in a really rough spot. But I also had I was confident that I would survive an Earthquake if he doesn't go for Coaching. As you can see here, it's nowhere near close to get a KO. So in my mind, I was like, yo, if he clicks Coaching, well played. But I don't think he is going to ignore... Hi Lasse, hope you're doing great. But I don't think he's going to ignore my Kilowatt Drill. And hi Yoshi. So I click Tailwind Nasty Plot. Hi Dominic, hope you're doing great as well. So I click Tailwind Nasty Plot. And he clicks Dragon Claw, Dire Claw into my Kilowatt Drill. Knocks out my Kilowatt Drill. I get in Ursaluna. And then I was so close on making an insane play. Yo, thank you, Future. Some shit with my car. I hope it's not too bad, Dominic. I hope it's not too bad. You will manage, I hope. But yeah, in turn 2, it's just expensive. Yeah, understandable. In turn 2, I was so close on clicking another Nasty Plot and headlong rushing the Air Balloon Sneasler. But, I thought if he has Tyranitar Corviknight in the bag, I can just play it safe. So I click Make It Rain Headlong Rush into the Sneasler. I Headlong Rush to the Sneasler. The Sneasler switched to Incineroar. The Garchomp protected. I KO'd the Incineroar with a double up of Make It Rain Headlong Rush. And then Corviknight joined the field. And I clicked Make It Rain Headlong Rush again. No, Make It Rain Facade. He switched Garchomp into Sneasler, tossed the Sneasler, and got a Tailwind up. And then it was just Garchomp Corviknight against my Ursaluna, my Goldango, and I still have full life Porygon 2 in the bag. We gotta be careful though with the Porygon 2, cause Taunt Corviknight can actually 1v1 the Porygon 2. So I have to be careful against that. And then on one turn, he made an insanely good read because I did not click Terra Dragon. After he set up Tailwind, he had Corviknight Garchomp. And I had Goldango and my Ursaluna, and because of the game 1, I knew that I would survive Earthquake Brave Bird on my Ursa. So what I clicked was Shadow Ball Corviknight, Facade, Make It Rain and Facade into Garchomp. He made an incredible play by clicking Protect Roost, stalling my last turn of Tailwind. And then on the next turn, he clicked Dragon Claw into my Goldango, and I terrored. I terrored because I thought I just have to keep, like, I didn't want to take damage on the Ursaluna and get KO'd on Goldango. With Terra Dragon, I force him to either click Dragon Claw or go with Brave Bird into my Goldango as well, and then Ursaluna always survives. And he read it, he clicked Dragon Claw into my Goldango when I terrored, but Ursaluna and Porygon 2 were able to finish the deal, and I won 2-0 in what I would say was not an amazing matchup. And he is also a really good player as well. So I was really happy after winning this set 2-0 as well. And then in round 3, I played against Nathan Hart. Oh my god, that was... Oh man. Nathan is a great guy, okay? But he bought Dondozo, okay? And you see what's interesting about this Dondozo? It does not have Oblivious, and it does not have Order Up. So even though I don't have Parting Shot on my Incineroar, I can do the funny thing. So I start off with, I think it was Incineroar Porygon 2. Yeah, I started with Incineroar Porygon 2, and I brought Ursaluna Amoonguss in the bag. Because my idea was, with Incineroar Porygon 2, I should always get the Trick Room unless he leads like with Ninetales and gets a Blizzard Freeze on by P2. But other than that, I should always get a Trick Room up. Or he leads like with Rilla Sneasler, fake outs my instant, and Dire Claw sleeps my P2. But all of that would be fine because then against Rilla Sneasler, I can also just switch to Among Us. I get the Intimidate off, right? So it would be fine. So game 1 starts. He leads with, I think it was Sneasler Dondozo. Yeah. And I clicked Terra Grass, fake out Trick Room. And then I clicked like Flare Blitz and switch. I remember that there was a turn. I knocked out the Sneasler early on. So it was 4 against 3. And his Ninetales had no Sash anymore and also just protected. And I had like Ursaluna plus Instant on the field. And I said, you know what? I will always Headlong Rush with Ninetales. Because if he switches, he loses. What happens? He switches Ninetales into Tatsugiri. Wave crashes my Ursaluna. KOs my Ursaluna, which means it's a 3 against 3. And then it started. My 3 remaining Pokemon were Terra, Grass, Incineroar, Among Us, and Porygon 2. Yes, I could not spawn with Dondozo because he was also Terra Grass. But what I just did was Fake Out, Self-Pollen Puff. U-Turn, Self-Pollen Puff. Switch back to Instant, Protect. Fake Out, Self-Pollen Puff. U-Turn, Self-Pollen. You get it. I just intimidated, cycled him, and timer stalled him. Because it was I was always winning that. I also never risked, sometimes I didn't click U-turn because sometimes like when the dozer was at like 50, I thought if I crit the U-turn now and he KOs himself with Wave Crash, I could still lose to Tatsugiri Ninetales because I had Terra Grass Instant Among Us, like Blizzard was super scary. So my best win con was to just keep the Dondozo over 50. I also never clicked knockoff for 2 reasons. Because leftovers is extra time, leftovers animation, and also if I knock off the leftovers, he could just spam Wave Crash until he knocks himself out, right? So that's why I always kept the Dondozo over Half-Life until like the 3-minute mark. Then I clicked knockoff, knocked the leftovers, and I won 3-3 on timer. I mean, it was my best play. Yo, let's go, Lucas. Great to hear that. Great to hear that. That sounds sick. But yeah, so I timer stalled him. Next to me, I saw Alex Gomez playing as well. Alex Gomez finished his entire set before even the timer popped up, which was interesting. And then in game 2, he realized that bringing the Tatsu Dozo mode was not really good. He still brought Dozo, but without Tatsu. He brought like Sneasler, Dozo, Goldango, Ninetales. And in game 2, I brought Goldango instead of Ursaluna. Because I realized I beat Dozo with just Instant Among Us, pretty much. And Goldango is better into Ninetales and also better into Sneasler, actually. And this is why I made the change towards the Goldango. And the game was insane because he got everything. He got a Wave Crash crit. He got a Blizzard crit onto P2. He got another Blizzard crit on the P2. He got a Blizzard Freeze on my Goldango. He got a Blizzard Freeze early on my Goldango. His Ninetales crit my P2 with every Blizzard, and he got every single. Like it was kind of crazy. But I was still able to win without the Goldango. I also never tried to fall, because I knew that I cannot give him 3 turns, especially with his Goldango. So I switched Goldango immediately out. I could also go for I could have went for funny stuff like Terra Dragon Self Flare Blitz. But I used Terra Grass early on because he led with Dondozo. And if I don't Terra Grass and he Wave Crashes my Incineroar, I just lose to the Dondozo. Because I need both Dozo, both Incineroar and Amoonguss alive to beat the Dozo, which is why I clicked Terra Grass early on, so the Self-Flare Blitz 4 was not an option. Yo, Maui! Thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. No, all good, Mike. It was fun talking to you. But yeah, I also KO'd the Sneasel like in turn 2. I clicked like Fake Out Trick Room and then I Flare Blitzed it and the Flare Blitz KO'd. So that was really good, which is why also Adamant Instant carried a lot. And yeah, overall another 2-0 win. So I was 6-0 in games and I felt really proud on how I played all of these games. And my next opponent was Francesco Josia. Another really strong player from Italy, and I played against Francesco like 3 times now and I always won. And he also finished, as you can see, he finished 16th. And the matchup was unwinnable. I'm telling you, the matchup is not winnable. You know that, like, Basque Legion Volcarona, you know the team. I call it French balance because the French people call it French balance. The Volcarona, Basque Legion, you know which one. It's not a good matchup. But what if, like, how I beat Volcarona Basque Legion is with Incineroar, Porygon 2, and Spore Amoonguss, okay? What if I tell you that these 3 all get Omega cooked by Safety Goggles Annihilate? Huh. Right. There's also a Mousehold with Super Fang and Beat Up and Follow Me. He told me after the set that he never lost against that team because it's just straight up not winnable. Yo, hi Anthony. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. But yeah, this was low-key not playable. This was low-key not playable. Or do you see a good line? I don't see it. A Kilowatt is supposed to help into Annihilate. Not really, because he also always started with Willa Volca with Mousehold Annihilate in the bag. It was so rough. And I remember that he led with Willa Volca, and I think I led with Ursa Insin. Was it Ursa Insin or Ursa Kilowattrill? I remember that I brought Kilowattrill in the first game. And it was good because it helped me win the end game against Willa Annihilate. I also, I played out of my mind. Turn 1, I just remember that I headlong rushed the Volcarona immediately to get damage on it. I called out the Mousehold turns, and it was low-key not playable. Trust me when I say that. But I made so many reads. Also, Shadow Ball on P2 helped out a lot to pressure the Annihilate a little better in game 2. Because in game 2 I did not bring the Kilowatt, I brought the P2 instead. Because my reasoning was, if he doesn't lead Annihilate, I can maybe get Trick Room up. And then I can just spam like Facade Spore with Ursa Amoonguss. Obviously, Annihilate can switch into both Facade and Spore. And he also survived the Headlong Rush in game 1 on 1 HP. So that was not good. But I was able to win the set 2-0 because I played out of my mind. I cannot like tell you the exact situations. And also thank you, Nico, for follow. I cannot tell you what exactly happened. But I just remember that this set was one of my best sets ever. This was insane. I mean, you can see how I how the matchup was. Yeah, Anthony, I know. I also didn't want to face that kind of team. I also, when I was 8-1, like after the day one, I checked the teams that also went 8-1, and I saw like Pierre Kors, Teotime Massot, Audric David, and I was like, why the hell? Sure, I will probably pair into them and lose the first round of day 2. I lost the first round of day 2 regardless, but yeah, it's not easy. It is also not super, it is not unplayable, but it's like 30-70, which is not something you like to have against a meta team. But yeah, this was my round 4, and I was 8-0 in games, okay? I am 8-0 in games, especially after winning this terrible matchup. I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to play. I will keep playing well, and then we will see how it goes. Round 5, I play against Matteo Ferrari, another strong Italian player. I played against Giuseppe Alario, Francesco Josia, and now against Matteo Ferrari. Matteo finished 19th in LAIC. He finished 19th in LAIC, also had another really deep regional one, I think top 32. And also this regional, he finished top 64. And he brought this team. And oh my god, that was so sick. Okay, you gotta imagine. I still think that this was one of the best games I've played that weekend. Game 1, he leads Ndidi Annihilate. And I anticipated that lead. So I led with Kilowatt Trill Incineroar. And now you might be saying, wait, you lead Incineroar purposefully against the Annihilate? That doesn't make the most sense. You're right. But I was able to click Tailwind U-turn into Ndidi. Okay? What happened was he clicked Terra Psychic Expanding Force. Because without Terra Psychic, he doesn't get the Kilowatt on the Sash, which is important because he has Tyranitar in the back. And Incineroar would survive close combat Expanding Force if I Terra. So the Terra Psychic makes sense, right? So he goes for Terra Psychic Expanding Force. I drop to the Sash. Then I go for Tailwind. Then my Incineroar outspeeds the Annihilate, so I can U-turn the Ndidi. I U-turn to Goldango, and he close combats my Goldango slot. Super good turn 1. And now he also clicked Terra Psychic, so now I can click Air Slash Annihilate, make it rain. He cannot Terra Annihilate. Did I click Air Slash or did I click T-Bolt? I might have clicked T-Bolt as well. I don't remember what I clicked. Air Slash is better if he switches to Sneasler or Ursaluna, but Air Slash can miss. But I just remember that he stayed with Annihilate and the double up KO'd, and he switched Ndidi into Tyranitar, and the Make It Rain did 50%, okay? And then next turn, I switched into Incineroar again, right? Because if he goes into Sneasler, I intimidate him, and I can just U-turn Tyranitar, Make It Rain, it cannot protect, and I'm not worried about it, it's a single thing. My last Pokemon would have been Amoonguss. Interestingly enough, he goes into Ndidi, okay? He goes into Ndidi, and I clicked, did he go in DD? I know that, I don't remember if it was game 1 or game 2. No, he went into Ndidi and clicked Scarf Protect. Right, he clicked Scarf Protect, and I KO'd the Tyranitar with Make It Rain U-turn. No, I didn't KO the Tyranitar. I think he switched Tyranitar into Sneasler, clicked Protect with Ndidi. I did a lot of damage into the Sneasler when I had Amoonguss on the field, and I could just click Nasty Plot, Spore into the Sneezer, and then I just spammed Make It Rain, if I remember correctly. So this was a really good game 1. And game 2, he makes a really sick play, but he fell for my trap. Because game 2, I lead the same, okay? And I click the same. You know what he clicked? He didn't click Expanding Force. He clicked Trick into his Annihilate, which meant that the Annihilate was faster than my Kilowatt Drill. So he KO'd my Incineroar with close combat before I could go for Tailwind. Really bad. Yeah, like really bad, you might think, but it was fine. Because then I had Goldango in, and he was locked into close combat, right? He couldn't switch moves because now he had Choice Scarf Annihilate against my Kilowatt Drill plus Goldango. So what I did was that I clicked Air Slash into the Annihilate plus Nasty Plot. And if I remember correctly, he clicked Protect with Indeedee because he thought I would click Make It Rain T-Bolt probably. And then next turn, I didn't get a flinch, so he broke the sash on my Kilowatt Drill. And then next turn, I clicked Make It Rain, right? And I KO'd both Annihilate and Indeedee. But now I was only +1 special attack, okay? So now he has Sneasler Tyranitar on the field. And I had to... No. Actually, I think he clicked Expanding Force, not Protect. I think he clicked Expanding Force instead of Protect in the one turn where I said he protected. Because I think my Goldango had some damage. It was at like 60-ish%, which is important because the Sneasler has Throat Chop, right? I think I had 125 HP actually. So then he only had Sneasler Tyranitar left. And I still had Kilowatt Drill, Goldango, and Tailwind, with my last one being Porygon 2, I think. Yeah, it was Porygon 2, and not Amoonguss. Because my reasoning was, if he brings Ursaluna, I have a Terra Fighting Terra Blast, and maybe I can start with Tailwind, and I can then in the end game go for Trick Room. If he has like Sneasler and Indeedee, I can get a Trick Room up with my P2. That was the idea behind it. And it was kinda a 50, cause if he goes Terra Flying with Tyranitar, he would survive the Make It Rain, but he would not survive T-Bolt plus Make It Rain. But I knew that he probably doesn't Terra with Tita, but Terras with Sneasler, because if I go for T-Bolt Make It Rain, he could Terra Dark with Sneasler. Now, my Goldango was full life. Never mind, my Goldango was full life. It only took 1 life up chip. That's why I thought, okay, even if he goes Terra Dark, I will survive the Throat Chop, and based on this, I would have survived it probably, but it would have been really close. But he clicked Diaclone to my Kilowatt Drill regardless, and then with Make It Rain, I was just able to win the game. So yeah, another 2-0 win. I was 10-0 in games after round 5. And then in round 6, I think I played against Lucas Kiefel. Yeah, Lucas Kiefel. Lucas had a top 16 finish twice now. And most recently in Gdansk, he had a top 16 finish with this team. No, I think not with this. He had Incineroar instead of Pelipper, I think. It was pretty similar. Wait, let me check. Top Card Explorer. No, not Explorer. Top Card Explorer. Gdansk. Lucas Kiefel. Yeah, it was Incineroar and Ursaluna Blood Moon, but now he changed it to Achaludon Pelipper. Okay. And game 1 was kinda interesting, because I decided to lead with Porygon 2 Incineroar, and I clicked, he led with Indeedee as Pathra, and I was like, okay, I'm not that worried about it. I click Knockoff into Espavra. As he clicks Terra Psychic Lumina Crash into my P2 plus Psychic into my P2, and the double up KO'd me, and I was a little surprised. So we traded Espavra plus Terra against the Porygon 2. So then after that, I switched into Goldango, as he switched into the Sneasler. And if I remember correctly, I clicked Nasty Plot, switch into Amoonguss with my Incineroar. Cause in my mind was that I survive a Helping Hand Throat Chop if he goes for it, and I would survive it. He had no Terra anymore, so Helping Hand Throat Chop, I would survive it. This is even with Life Orb included. So my idea was Nasty Plot switch to Amoonguss, and if he goes for the Helping Hand Throat Chop play, then next turn I will just go for Rage Powder Make It Rain into Rage Powder Make It Rain, something like that. Yo, hi Vossi, I hope you're doing great. But he just clicked Close Combat into my Incineroar slot, which meant that I got a free Nasty Plot, he got special attack drops, and that meant that I could just click Make It Rain and win the game. Because then after that, he revealed Basculegion. He had to protect Sneasler, but I KO'd Indeedee, so I was +1 special attack regardless. I could go for Rage Powder, redirect the Dire Claw first because Sneasler is faster than Basculegion, redirect the Basculegion move as well, KO Basculegion with Shadow Ball, and now I have Incineroar Goldango against the Sneasler, which also clicked CC once. So both Flare Blitz and Make It Rain KO, and this is what happened. I win game 1. Game 2, we both lead the same. And I go for a really bad play. I don't know why I did that. I switched my Porygon 2 into Goldango this time. And I clicked Knockoff into Indeedee. And the reasoning behind that was that based on the damage, he should know, like, I thought I would survive the Terra Psychic Lumina Crash plus Psychic, and he also doesn't want to burn the Terra on Espavra like that. He surely wants to Terra the Basculegion to take a Shadow Ball or a Knockoff, or maybe Terra the Sneasler to be better against Goldango. So what I anticipated was protect Espavra, Psychic my Porygon 2, so that next turn you can go for Lumina Crash Psychic. But what happened? He clicked Terra Psychic Lumina Crash again, and I got a critical hit Knockoff on Indeedee. And you might say, yo, crit on Indeedee, instant OKO, really good? Terrible. Because then he switched into Sneasler. And I had Sneasler, like he had Sneasler Espavra in Psychic Terrain, and I had like 60% Goldango, -2 Spadef, plus Incineroar. He was not intimidated either. Pretty much unwinnable. I saw the only line, and I played for it. And I would have almost gotten it. And the line was, switch Incineroar into Porygon 2, toss both Porygon 2 and Goldango. Do not protect, just toss both. Go into Incineroar Amoonguss. Keep in mind that I got Rocky Helmet damage from the Indeedee, so I was at 84% with my Incineroar. And I clicked Knockoff Espavra, Terra Fire Spore into Sneasler. He clicks Close Combat Expanding Force. He KOs my Incineroar of Close Combat, I lose the game. If he doesn't KO there, the odds of me winning are actually quite high, because I survived the Terra Psychic Expanding Force on my Amoonguss. So what would have happened? Espavra dies to Knockoff, Sneasler falls asleep. Next turn, he told me after that the set that his last was Basculegion. He goes Basculegion, I can click Rage Powder, Knockoff. I Rage Powder Basculegion's move, Sneasler takes its mandatory turn of sleep, and I KO Basculegion with Knockoff. And then if the Sneasler sleeps for a second turn, I would one-hit KO it with Flare Blitz because he clicked Close Combat once. And that with -1 defense, Flare Blitz always OKOs, and I would win the second game 0-0 after the bad turn 1. So I wanted to calc. I never really calced it, but like Close Combat, after Rocky Helmet, it's not very likely that I survive that. As you can see here, I had like around 168 HP. I think it was actually 169. But yeah, still, like, it's an 81% chance. If he's max attack, if he's like 236 adamant, it's a 2 in 3 chance. But yeah, he KO'd me, nothing I can do. I dropped my very first game. So back into game 3 we go. And I lead Incineroar P2 again. I go for the very same thing as in game 1, where I click Knock Off Trick Room. My Porygon 2 this time, you know what's insane? My Porygon 2 died to the double up, right? In game 1, there was no crit involved. In game 2, I survived on, I think it was 27 HP. It was not close. It was not close that I survived that. I survived that easily. So in game 1, I think he got max roll into max roll, and in game 2 he got like min roll into min roll, which was, as I said, kind of insane. And yeah, I pretty much like I KO'd the Esparva, got Trick Room up. Then next turn, I just clicked Knock Off Terra Blast into the Indeedee. He had no Terra anymore. I KO'd the Indeedee. Could have also been that I clicked Knock Off Terra Blast as he KO'd my Porygon 2 with Dire Claw. But then I KO'd the Basket Legion. It was like my game plan was really good. And since he again burned the Terra on the Esparva turn 1, I could also just OKO the Basket Legion with Knockoff. He said that he could have survived it, but I told him that I was adamant, and with adamant, he can, yes, but it's not very likely, because after that, he told me that he had not a lot of bulk. Like, he knows that he can survive a knockoff from like no attack invested in Incineroar, but since I'm adamant, I was able to OK over Basket Legion and win this set 2-1. And I was 6-0. And I didn't even really notice, like, yes, I made day 2, but I just wanted to play my game regardless, because I thought the first 6 rounds I played on a really high level with very, very few mistakes, so I wanted to keep going. And then in round 7, I played against Lorenzo Solini. And another player I lost to in the Italian tournament. You remember Giuseppe Alario, where I said I lost against him 3 months ago? I also lost against Lorenzo Solini in the very same tournament about 2 months ago. And Lorenzo also made top 32 in this tournament. And the matchup is not easy. The matchup is not easy. And I remember that game 1, I think I clicked Knockoff Terra Fighting Terra Blast into his Ursaluna. And it died. Similar to like what I did against Alex Gomez. Porygon 2 with Shadow Ball was insane in that matchup. Unfortunately, I don't remember a lot about it. I just remember that it was insanely tight. I think I lost game 1. I won game 2 and I won game 3. Game 3 I made some really nice call outs where I set up Trick Room with my Porygon 2 and I U-turned into my Ursaluna on his Protect with Goldengo, I think. Yeah, in game 1, before game 1 started, I let Amoonguss Goldengo into his Dragonite Ursaluna, which was an insane lead for me. But then the game disconnected, which was very frustrating. But I still decided to just play my game, Goldango overall was super good in that matchup because I also survived Earth Power plus Life Orb from the the Earth Power from Ursaluna, which makes this Goldango spread just so good. Tell Water AV. Yeah, the spread was so good. Yo, thank you, Sama. I appreciate it. But yeah, I won the set 2-1. I don't remember a lot of it, but yeah. So I was 7-0. And then my next opponent was Leonard Jung, which was a down pair. And I played on the side stream. Okay? I have no recording of that. But I can tell you pretty much what happened. In game 1, I started with Incineroar and Porygon 2. And he led with Volcarona or Saluna. And against Volcarona or Saluna, the best play is to click Knockoff into Ursa and Trick Room. Because if I knock the Life Orb, since my Incineroar is faster than the Ursaluna, I would knock the Life Orb and I'd survive Heat Wave plus Terra Normal Blood Moon on my Porygon 2. Or if he goes for Tailwind, I would not click. I would not get the knockoff off. But since he doesn't get the Heat Wave damage, I would survive a Terra Normal Blood Moon. He can only go for Heat Wave or Tailwind and not for both. To showcase that, I can show you the calc. Here, Terra Normal Blood Moon, never a KO against my Porygon 2. But I was like, you know what? We are in round 8. Yo, oh my god, what? No way! No way! Woo, it was a joke! Woo, it was a joke! It was all a joke! Woo, no! Woo! No! It was supposed to be a joke! It was supposed to be a joke. Thank you. Oh, my voice is starting to crack up. But thank you so much for the 10 gifted, Woo. Thank you. I appreciate that a ton. I have to tell a funny story about this. Woo was there live when I played my round 8. And Leonard Jung is a friend of Woo, of NN Chicken. And he said, sorry, but I have to root for my friend. And I said, okay, you know what? If I win, you have to give me 10 gifted. Which was supposed to be a joke. And then he was like, yeah, you're not going to win. And oh my god, thank you so much, Woo. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that was surprising and unexpected. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, what I wanted to say was that my play is to set up Trick Room with Porygon 2, right? I just clicked Fake Out Terra Fighting Terra Blast into the Ursaluna and didn't give a frick. And he clicked Terra Normal and died. Game was over. He brought, I think, Archaludon and Goldango in the bag, which was still tricky. But with Amoonguss, I was like, I just stalled him with not stalled, but like Amoonguss, Goldango, Incineroar were just too much for him to handle. Oh, hi. Hi, Leonard. How you doing? But yeah, that was game 1. So the Fake Out Terra Blast is usually not my play, but it worked because I just had this feeling that he clicks Terra Normal. And then game 2, he doesn't know the speed stat of my Incineroar, okay? Which is important because in game 2, I lead with Incin P2 against Goldango, Ursa. Super offensive lead from him. But I just knew that he would not. Some people do it, but this is somewhat an insane mind game. Some people actually click Shadow Ball with their Specs Goldango into Porygon 2. But I thought, okay, it's game 2. I don't know if he will go for this crazy read. I will just play it safe. So what I did was fake out Ursa and switch P2 into Dango. Okay? And what he did was protect Ursa and trick, or he tried to trick my P2, which failed because I switched into Goldango, which meant that he was still locked into trick. And also, since he protected the Ursaluna last turn, he could not protect again. So then I clicked Make It Rain plus knockoff into the Ursa, because I knew that it would KO, and it's better than clicking like U-turn would not KO, and if I click Flare Blitz, if he switches into Volcarona, knockoff is better, and if he switches into Achaludon, knocking the Assault Vest is also better, especially because Make It Rain will get him to +1 defense. And he clicked Terra Normal, probably anticipating his Ursaluna to be faster than my Incineroar, and he switched Goldango, I think, into Volcarona, which took the Make It Rain. But the Ursa died without getting the move off. And then once again, it was somewhat tricky because then he got a Heat Wave burn into my Amoonguss, which made things a little difficult. But I was still able to just win with Goldango, Amoonguss, Incineroar, Porygon 2 once again. Especially after the Ursaluna is dead, he's just lacking some damage. Especially because my Shadow Ball from Goldango one-hit KO'd his Goldango. So, yeah. That was really, really good. And the Make It Rain knockoff calc, it depends on the spread, but against like just 4 HP, Make It Rain min damage is 70 and knockoff min damage is 31. So 102% min damage. I don't know, Freezy, did you have bulk on your Ursaluna? Also, my Goldango was faster, which was important for game 1. But yeah, if you trick instant turn 2, I still get Make It Rain damage on the Goldango, which could put it in Shadow Ball range, even with -1 special attack. And your Ursa would die regardless. But yeah, it would have made things... I mean, I would just spam knockoff. Since you have Volcarona and Goldango and Achaludon, getting a knockoff on any of these is like really good. A little physical bulk, no special. Yeah, okay. So something around this, right? 444, and then 196 here. So something around these lines is my guess. But yeah, then 30% min. Yeah, like I do 99.3 min. So yeah, felt really good going for that. And yeah, so I was able to end phase 1 with a game record of 16-2. I dropped 2 games in 8 rounds, which felt amazing. I had an 8-1, and I knew that there was a long break afterwards, up until round 9 started, because we also played round 9 in day 1. And I couldn't really prep, because there were 3 players who were 8-0, which were Alex Gomez, Eduardo Cunha, and myself, obviously. Wait, stream is dying. No. Okay, no, we are back. So I could have gotten a down pair. So in my opinion, it didn't make most sense. It didn't make a lot of sense to prep for these players. But in the end, I got Alex Gomez, and I played it on stream, and I want to talk about 1 or 2 things. So, before this stream match, I lost the last 3 stream matches. I lost in Stuttgart against, not in Stuttgart. Yo! Freezy, thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. You finished top 64, right? I think you finished top 64. Let me check. Yeah, you finished 57th. Really good one. Really good one. But yeah, then I played against Alex Gomez. And I knew the matchup is actually in my favor. It's just tricky if I face an Assault Vest Ursaluna. Because against his team, there are some threats. Especially Taunt and Incineroar. Usually against balanced teams with against the Lele team, for example, with Rilla, Sneasler, and Incineroar, I have a really good matchup. Just with Incineroar, Shadow Ball, Porygon 2, I have an amazing matchup. But Taunt and Incineroar makes things a little harder. Also, Ursaluna is a problem. Because if he brings Ursaluna, I am forced to bring Amoonguss. Because if I lead Incineroar Porygon 2 and he leads with Ursaluna, sometimes I would bring Goldango Ursaluna Hisui on my end in the bag. But if I do that, then his Ursaluna gets an Earth Power off into my instant slot for free. I cannot really switch into Goldango. I do not really want to switch into my Ursaluna Hisui. So I am kind of forced to bring Amoonguss just because of Assault Vest Ursaluna. But Amoonguss is just so bad into Goldango, Incineroar, Rillaboom. It's okay against Rillaboom, but usually against this team I don't want to bring Amoonguss. But I am forced to bring it because I understand when people say it seems like a weird pick, but I am forced to bring it because otherwise I would get cooked by the AV Ursaluna. Fizzler, you are not allowed to bring that into the matches. You can only, you can take notes per match, but you have to use a new sheet of paper for every single round. So yeah, he leads with Ursa Goldango, while I lead with Incin P2. And I know that a lot of players, if they have Ursaluna with AV on such teams, they actually play 79 speed on their Ursaluna Blood Moon, on their AV Ursaluna Blood Moon, I think this set has it as well. Because that way you are faster than Annihilate in Tailwind, but you are slower than Porygon 2, which you want, because you want to, if your opponent sets up Trick Room, you want to have something that's actually faster in Trick Room, which is why most players have an Ursaluna, which is slower than Porygon 2. So I was like, yeah, I could click Knock Off Terra Blast into the Ursa. I don't think that he clicks Nasty Plot with Goldango, and even if he does, it's fine, because then I can switch P2 into Amoonguss, U-turn, get my P2 in again, and set up the Trick Room, which is why I click Knock Off Terra Blast, and he actually switches the Goldango into Incineroar. I go for Terra Fighting. Does he click Terra Water on the Ursaluna? He does not. I get a crit with knockoff, and because of the crit, I KO. The crit could have mattered. It must have, it depends on his spread. Because here, since he was, I think it didn't matter. I honestly think the crit did not matter, because it is very rare to have that much special defense. I think his spread was probably something like this, which means knockoff Terra Blast. Yes, I got a critical hit on knockoff, but as you can see, Terra Blast would have KO'd the Ursaluna regardless, even without a crit. So the crit was literally whatever. No, you can do it for the rounds themselves as well, High Tech. But yeah, that is obviously a really good start for me. The problem is still that I have to deal with his Goldango. Because if I don't get Trick Room up, his Goldango is faster than all my mons. It's a little scary. So here I decide to click Knock Off Terra Blast. It was my first guess into the Goldango. But I decided that Shadow Ball Knockoff is probably better. Because, yeah, your paper has to be empty. but that doesn't mean that you cannot take notes. Like you have to go with an empty sheet, yes. But the question was, I mean, I answered the question before, and you were saying something different, which is why I'm a little confused. Knockoff Shadow Ball is better here. I don't have to go for a Terra Blast read. Because if he clicks Fake Out, I have a problem. Because if he Fake Outs my Incineroar and I Terra Blast, I would be cooked. And with Shadow Ball, even if he Terras, that means he is a Water type, which then means that he can get Fake Outed with Incineroar, which is huge. Also, his Incineroar could then not go Terra Ghost, which means if I position my Porygon 2 and Incineroar again, I can Fake Out Incineroar and set up the Trick Room for free. Welcome back, Blunt. You could do that, but insane. Like you have like 90 seconds in team preview, and if you use these 90 seconds to not think about the matchup but write some random calcs down, it is not going to help that much. But yeah, this is the reason why I just double the gold angle with knockoff Terra Blast, and we see a Fake Out into Incineroar and a nasty plot, and that is perfect. And this is one of the reasons why Shadow Ball on the Porygon 2 is insane. And now I was like, do I Terra Blast the Instant? Do I Trick Room? And I decide to go for Trick Room Knockoff. What's the reasoning behind that? If he goes for Make It Rain, even if he Terras, his Goldango dies. And my thought process is, if the Goldango is dead, I win the game. And my Porygon 2 also survives Make It Rain plus Knockoff. He doesn't have Flare Blitz on Incineroar. So by going for Trick Room with Porygon 2, I force him to click Taunt. The problem is if he clicks Knockoff, right? He could go for Protect Knockoff. Either knock my Eviolite or knock my Assault Vest from the Incineroar. But by going for Knockoff into Goldango plus Trick Room, I force him to click Taunt. But if he clicks Taunt, that means that his Goldango is dead next turn. Is that understandable? I think it is. And that's why I thought this knockoff Trick Room here is just insanely free. And let's see what he goes for. He goes for the Protect and Parting Shot. Also, we see that his Incineroar is faster than my Incineroar, which is a huge information. We also saw in turn 1 that my Porygon 2 was faster than his Ursaluna. Okay, he Parting Shot into Rillaboom. But I got the Trick Room up, so if I click Terra Blast here, I would have been in a bad spot, but since I clicked Trick Room, I'm in a great spot now. And here in this situation, I can just click Terra Blast, and did I U-turn or did I knock? I U-turned. I also know why I did that. This seems like a crazy play, doesn't it? I would not call 108 speed Incineroar slow, Aris. That is actually quite fast. But I only play Adamant or Jolly Incin. But yeah, here I clicked U-turn, Terra Blast into the Goldango, which seems crazy, but trust me, it is not. Cause Alex just protected with Goldango, right? And that means his Rillaboom will now Fake Out one of my slots. But if he Fake Outs Incineroar, his Goldango dies to Shadow Ball. If he Fake Outs Porygon 2, his Goldango dies to Knockoff. So, there is... Surely he will not just lose his Goldango like that. Good players just don't do that. which is why I thought Terra Blast U-turn is rather safe. Even if he fake outs my Porygon 2, I would not get the knockout, but I can U-turn into my specially defensive Amoonguss, take the Make It Rain, and then I can just Pollen Puff my Porygon and Terra Blast the Goldango the next turn. So this is the reason I went for Terra Blast U-turn. And he goes for the Terra. So that was a really, really good play on my side. And we see Fake Out into Incineroar. Terra Blast, unfortunately not KOing the Goldango, but he only clicked Make It Rain. I took that reasonably well, I would say. So now I just have to finish the game in a clean way. It's still scary, because I don't know if his Rilla is maybe faster than my Incineroar right now. Because if it is, I could actually lose the game because of high horsepower, knocking out my Incineroar. Yes, Fizzler, of course. I would always do that. I would always do that. I did it multiple times in day 2 and it always worked. But yeah, we see Grassy Glide. I Terra Blasted the Incin, which was not quite correct, because I don't have to knock out Incin. Because I win with Ursaluna, I only have to get rid of the Rillaboom. I still do not know how fast the Rillaboom is. If the Rillaboom has no speed EVs, it would outspeed my Incineroar. And high horsepower crit can KO my Incineroar. So if I go for Flare Blitz Pollen Puff, I actually risk getting crit by high horsepower. But with Miracle Seed, I thought he will surely be faster than 108. Hi Robrav, how are you doing? I finished 3rd, and I'm currently like talking about my run. So my Amoonguss is faster, and who's faster, Rillaboom or Incin? My Incin is faster, and Flare Blitz KOs. And I win the game, because his Incineroar cannot win. So I only really used 2 Pokemon, right? I guess Amoonguss was also not bad in the bag, but I pretty much only used Incineroar and Porygon 2 to win the entire game. Right? So then, game 2. Luca Cherry Belly won, Robuff. Luca Cherry Belly. Chere. So here I scout out some information. His Incineroar is now faster than my Incineroar. And this is important, okay? This is important, cause that means that our Incineroar are speed tying. I noticed that, okay? That our Incineroar are speed tying. And that is the reason. Now Trick Room ended, right? I think some of you might think that this fake out was just a BM. Like, I tried to BM him with the fake out, but this was not my intention. The reason why I clicked fake out in this turn was that I wanted him to not show the speed interactions between the Incineroar again and KO him with Pollen Puff, because maybe he did not notice that the Incineroar were speed tying. So clicking fake out here is actually my best move to not give him the information again. Like, if he paid attention, he saw that we were speed tying, but if he didn't, it's my best move to click fake out. Do you guys understand how smart this fake out is? To not give him the information if he didn't pay enough attention? Because the game was over anyways. He surrendered, unfortunately, but I just want to highlight that this was not a BM. It was actually my best play. So let's see how game 2 goes. I'm pretty confident that this elite is the best. And we see that he leads with Incineroar. No, I led with Goldango this time. Because the problem with Incineroar plus Porygon 2 is that he has Acrobatic Sneasler as well. And this is also the reason why I brought the Goldango. Also, Incineroar Goldango would have not been bad against his game 1 lead, right? His game 1 lead was Goldango Ursa, and against Goldango Ursa, I can just fake out Ursa and Shadow Ball his Goldango. But he led with this, which meant I could click fake out Nasty Plot. I was not sure if I want to Terra, but I know that I would survive knockoff into Blood Moon. And that's why I also thought about clicking U-Turn Protect. U-Turn Protect is actually better if he doubles my Goldango, but I also want to cover for the chance that he goes after my Incineroar. So I click Fake Out, Terra Dragon Nasty Plot, and this turn 1 is quite good for me. Since now I can go for Knockoff Protect. Yeah, Knockoff Protect probably wins me the game, was my first thought, if he goes for Blood Moon into Goldango. But if he clicks Parting Shot into Incineroar, that means he gets Rillaboom in, and then next turn he can fake out the Goldango, which isn't great. But I could U-turn into Amoonguss, like Protect U-turn into Amoonguss would be a really good play now. So I hover over it, like U-turn Protect. Like I wanted to show, as you can see here, I click U-turn, but I cancel and then hover over my Amoonguss to showcase I could U-turn to Amoonguss plus Protect. And it's like a very good option if he goes for Blood Moon into my Goldango. I think if he Blood Moons my Goldango, as I U-turn into Amoonguss, I probably win the game. But then I was like, nah, I think if I get the damage off, I can just win with Incineroar, Porygon 2, Amoonguss again, right? You saw how I won with them in game 1, so why not win with them in game 2, especially if I get the damage off with my Goldango? So I go for Make It Rain U-turn here. I decide to U-turn the Rillaboom slot, cause, not the Rillaboom, the Incineroar slot, cause I thought the damage on Ursaluna should be fine, and if he goes into Incineroar, into Rillaboom now, I get good damage on the Rillaboom, and the damage on the Blood Moon should not really matter. At least that's what I thought. And let's see what he goes to. Is it the Rillaboom or is it the Goldango? If it's the Goldango, obviously U-turning the Ursa would have been better, but yeah. That is still not too bad. Now I can go into Porygon 2 for free, pretty much. I get the special attack boost, which is important. And he goes for Blood Moon, and I survive. And now I was like, Shadow Ball switch into Incineroar. How can he punish this? He could click Make It Rain, Blood Moon. Not Blood Moon, because he just clicked Blood Moon the last turn. So I thought Shadow Ball switch is rather safe. He will probably click Vacuum Wave Protect. That's what I thought, at least. Vacuum Wave Protect seems like not Vacuum Wave Protect, Vacuum Wave Nasty Plot. Vacuum Wave Nasty Plot was what I thought, and this is also what happened, because if it's Protect I would target Ursaluna, obviously. And now I'm in a really good spot, especially because my Porygon 2 is faster than the Ursaluna, right? We saw it in game 1. So since my Porygon 2 is faster than the Ursaluna, I still have full life Spadef Amoonguss in the bag. I can just win the game now. There's one problem, and it is if he goes for Nasty Plot with Goldango now. But if he clicks Make It Rain, I have a guaranteed 100% win if I click U-turn. Maybe not 100%, but I am in an insanely good position if I KO Ursaluna now. But Terra Blast, I need some damage. So U-turn Terra Blast is actually the best play, because that also means that I U-turn my Incineroar into Amoonguss, and then I could switch back into Incineroar. You know how it works, right? So I go for U-turn Terra Blast. and my Porygon 2 was faster than the Ursaluna. He can also not really switch into Incineroar. We see Make It Rain. And now we see U-Turn as well. And this is always Terra Blast range, which means I can go into Amoonguss now. And yes, all my Pokemon are very low. Did I go into Golden? Oh, yeah, I remember why I went Golden Go. But you can also see in my reaction that this is not what I expected. We were speed tying all along. The Ursa and the P2 were speed tying. And I needed to win the speed tie. Because my idea was that next turn I can protect my Goldango, switch my Porygon 2 into Amoonguss. No, if he goes into Incin, fine. Because my Amoonguss takes everything. If he goes into Rilla, fine. If he goes for like Taunt, like I switch and he goes for Taunt Nasty Plot, it's also fine. I went, since his Goldango is in Life Orb range, but since he won the speed tie, it was not fine. Which also means that I got a little lucky in game 1 that I won the speed tie, because otherwise he would have gotten an Earth Power off on my Incineroar, which would have made this game way closer. But yeah, this Blood Moon actually speed ties my Porygon 2. And now it's kind of hard to come back, but it's not impossible by any means. Since I can go into Incineroar, and now I have to freestyle a little bit. Because I knew that he would go for an aggressive play, which is just attacking with Goldango. So I click Knockoff Switch. In hindsight, Protect Switch would have been better. No. U-Turn Switch, that's what I mean. But I also had the feeling that he could stay with Ursa, and if I U-Turn, I would just lose. Also, knocking the goggles here is pretty valuable. And now I just know that he will click Fake Out Make It Rain. And if I switch Incineroar into Goldango, my Goldango would die. I think his best play actually was Make It Rain Knockoff, to be honest. Make It Rain Knockoff is just his best play, because it always KOs my Incineroar. But I could click like Rage Powder to redirect Knockoff. He doesn't have goggles anymore, but I don't gain anything by it. With Make It Rain Knockoff, he has a guaranteed win. But at this point, I have to hope that he makes a misplay and goes for Fake Out Make It Rain. Because in my opinion, Make It Rain Knockoff is just guaranteed. But he goes for a Fake Out, which was a little surprising, because my Incineroar survived that. And here I could have also spored the Incineroar, by the way. If I spore the Incineroar here, it would fall asleep. But I need Incineroar healthy. Otherwise, I just lose to Rillaboom, which clicks Grassy Glide into that slot, and then next turn just again. So that's why I Pollen Puffed instead. And now he goes into Rillaboom. And I'm thinking, okay, how do I win this? Because he has a free high horsepower into that slot. I could protect my Amoonguss here. He will go for high horsepower taunt for sure. But I was thinking that I need to put Rillaboom in range of -1 Flare Blitz, because my Incineroar will get intimidated again. Which is why I Pollen Puffed immediately. Protect doesn't get me anything, I would say. And we see high horsepower. So that worked. The problem also is that he can still Terrestrialize. And I'm especially worried about Terrestrialized Ursaluna. Even though it's that low, if he gets a Parting Shot off into my Incineroar, or if he gets an Intimidate off, then his Ursaluna would survive a knockoff. It would still die to Flare Blitz, but this is why I'm especially worried about Terra Water Ursaluna. So here I'm like, okay, I can Fake Out Virilla and Pollen Puff, but he will always Parting Shot my Incineroar. I'm just sure of that he will parting shot my Incineroar. And if he parting shots my Incineroar, my best play is to probably catch the Ursaluna switching in. I'm considering Fake Out, but as I already said, it's not my play. And here I just hope that I lose the speed tie. Yo, hi Neron. Yes, Seabed. No, I was not. And there is the parting shot. And now the problem is, do I survive the recoil or do I not survive the recoil? Unfortunately, I do not. I did not survive the recoil. So I made a good call here. But since he terrored the Rillaboom, Fake Out Pollen Puff would have or could have worked as well. But yeah, really well played by Alex. And here I just knew that, yeah, I'm taunted one more turn. I thought, can Amoonguss win if I dodge every single high horsepower? But the problem is I am not physically defensive. Maybe if I'm physically defensive I can, but knockoff from Incineroar does too much, and I didn't want to give him this information. I guess he could have figured out already, but sometimes people just forget in the middle of a set, right? And that's why still trying to hide information, even though it's public, is still an option. I mean, I did it with a Fake Out in game 1, right? With a Fake Out in the very last turn. This is what I mean with open information, but maybe people forget it, so you still try to keep them hidden. Yo, thank you, Jade. Oh, okay, yeah, good luck with your errands. I hope you get through this. And you might think, okay, so your game 2 plan didn't work. So what should your game 3 plan be then? Yeah, for sure, XP, for sure. And I decided to go with the same lead in game 3 because I just knew that this lead isn't terrible. And here I was like, okay, if he Fake Outs my Incineroar, I could just Shadow Ball his Goldango. So I just Shadow Ball U-turn. And we see a Terra immediately on the Goldango. And that's good for me, because he goes for Fake Out and I get the damage on the Goldango. He gets a free Nessie plot. That is definitely not good for me. But my Shadow Ball does more than 50. And now my idea is that he does not click Nasty Plot again. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am feeling good. But yeah, so my play with Protect, U-turn, worked out quite nicely. Imagine I click Nasty Plot here, because I had the feeling that he would Protect Switch. But I just could not risk it. And now, since I protected the Goldango last turn, I can force him to click Shadow Ball into it. And I have to go Porygon 2 here, because if I go Amoonguss, he can also just Fake Out Shadow Ball both into my Goldango. But since I go Porygon 2 here, I have this feeling that he will Fake Out Porygon 2. And I also don't think that he will click Make It Rain. He can just click Fake Out Shadow Ball and play it safe for now. If he clicks Make It Rain, he has a decent chance to KO. If he doesn't, I have a decent chance to survive. Yes, it's pretty bad that I don't have a Terra on Porygon 2 then, but it's also alright. And I also switched my P2 here, which has the reasoning behind it is that I want to get a special attack boost after KOing the Goldango now with Make It Rain. And we see my Terra, and I know that if he clicks Fake Out into my Goldango or Make It Rain now, it's still not over, because then I can go into my Polygon 2 again, I can fake out the Incineroar, set up Trick Room, and play from there and still try to win with Incineroar, Amoonguss, Polygon 2, which is super doable. And we see the fake out, and we see the Shadow Ball, and I survive on 2 HP. And he told me what his spread was, and we can calc it together. And it was exactly the spread I anticipated, by the way. It was Life Orb 196 special attack. So the chances of KOing were, let's check, 18%. He had 3 rolls out of 16 to KO my Goldango there, which is heavily in my favor. There were also 3 rolls where I survive the Life Orb damage after the make it, like the Life Orb plus the Shadow Ball. But yeah, now that the Goldango is dead, I am in a really good spot. But it's still tricky because now I don't get the Intimidate on the Rillaboom, and the Rillaboom especially is nerve-wracking. Also, like with Terra Fighting P2, I would feel way better, but as you saw, I need it. Maybe I didn't need it. Maybe I could have also just tossed it and then go for fake out Trick Room and play with Terra Fighting P2, but this felt better, especially because I got the special attack boost now, and I decide to click something that was definitely not correct. I should always Terra Blast the Rillaboom. Not Terra Blasting Rillaboom was bad, because Terra Blasting Rillaboom would have put it in range of U-turn plus Terra Blast. Terra Blasting the Incineroar here was not correct, I would say. And now I make another mistake, honestly, because I knew that he would click Woodhammer Blood Moon into my Porygon 2 and try to knock it out. So my best play would have been to switch Porygon 2 into Amoonguss. This play was not good. Switch Porygon 2 into Amoonguss and U-turn the Rillaboom was my best play. Not just against his play, but just overall. U-turn, switch, because when I get Amoonguss P2 on the board with a full life P2, which is super important. I survive on 1 HP though, but I don't KO the Rillaboom, and this is really bad now, because he can now go for high horsepower and earth power into my Porygon 2, which means I have to make a decision. I can click Pollen Puff on the Rillaboom here, and then we would just play a fake out speed tie. And whoever wins the fake out speed tie wins the game, because we know that our Incineroar are speed tying. Or I go for Spore on the Ursaluna now and try to win that way. I was also thinking about a switch, but no, I click Spore and he goes for Woodhammer Earth Power. And now it's still tricky, because here I have a play which is knock off Spore into the Rillaboom. If he switches into Incineroar, I can put the Incineroar to sleep, but then the Ursaluna can burn a sleep turn in the meantime. Which is why I decided to go for, I decided to lock Flare Blitz, Pollen Puff in the end, and he switched. And I expected him to just click high horsepower, but the switch probably makes more sense. The problem for him is, if I click knock off Pollen Puff both into Blood Moon, I would knock the Assault Vest, and then Pollen Puff does decent damage actually. And then I can Pollen Puff next turn again, as he tries to fake out my Incineroar probably. And then I think his Ursaluna would die to knock off Pollen Puff, unless, and then Flare Blitz, unless he wins the speed tie and gets a parting shot off before. But then he could also sleep a third turn, or for a third turn. So yeah, but since he made the switch, I did not really cover for the switch, which was my bad, because Flare Blitz, Pollen Puff, definitely not correct here. And now I have to hope that he probably sleeps for 3 turns, or I get a crit with my Incineroar. I have to focus down on the Ursaluna now. And let's see what happens. Yo, Uvoy, hi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We see the fake out. Second sleep turn burned. And this Point Puff is actually not too bad. And now Flare Blitz crit KOs from this range. And this is also the reason why I click Flare Blitz over Knockoff. If he sleeps for a 3rd turn here, I win the game. If he sleeps for a 3rd turn, I would win the game. Or if I crit the Flare Blitz. I Point Puffed the Incineroar. Actually, no, since I Point Puffed the Incineroar, I will probably not win the game. I don't know why I did that. Actually, I do know why I did that, because my thought process was he will Parting Shot now, and I want to catch the Rillaboom on the switch, which was not smart, because I think I needed to target the Ursaluna anyways. But he doesn't switch, which means if that was a crit, but that doesn't really matter. Because if he stays asleep, I think Flare Blitz, based on the damage, like, how much, like, he is at 52, right? Would you say this is like 26? Probably not, but maybe Flare Blitz can KO. Which would then mean that I have the Flare Blitz Point Puff after, but he gets the Wake Up, and he wins the game. Overall, just really well played by him. I think I also did not play this badly. But yeah, it's too many speed ties. Thank you, Castro. Thank you. I appreciate it. There were just a lot of speed ties as well, like the P2 Ursa speed tie and the instant speed tie, which made things a little weird. Yeah. But Alex is a great guy, so I think he deserved it as well. So I finished day 1 with an 8-1. 17-4 in games. 17-4 in games after 9 rounds felt really good. Especially like how I played. Also the stream match, I was not too upset about it. I thought 1 or 2 turns I could have done differently. But other than that, I think it was a clean set. Yeah, Charlie. It would have been tricky, because, yeah, nah, you're right. Because then I can, if he has Fake Out on board with Instant, like if he tosses the Rillaboom, which he has to, like he has to switch Ursa into Rillaboom and Parting Shot, then he has to Fake Out my Instant, but I can Rage Powder the Earth Power. And then next turn I KO his Ursa with Flare Blitz, and then I will win, but yeah. So it was tricky in the end, but I think it was a good set overall. It was a really, really good set. And then I went to sleep, slept a little longer, like 5-ish, 6-ish hours. So, and I felt ready for day 2, but the problem was that I saw a lot of the French players. Wait, I have to show you, like the standings after round 9. The only matchup I didn't want to face was Volcarona Balance. And I was 8-1. And then I was like, oh, Theo Team is 8-1. Oh man. Pierre Coste is 8-1. Oh man. Audric David is 8-1. Oh man. Like, what do you mean? I did not want to face Volcarona, but every Volcarona player is 8-1. Like, this Volcarona is fine. Don't get me wrong. This Volcarona is fine. But like, it's especially the French Volcarona team. The French Volcarona team is actually the hard one. But yeah, so I went to sleep, woke up, and see that I have to play against Giuseppe Musicio. And I was like, oh, cool. That is actually a good matchup. Behold. Clear Amulet Instant makes things a little trickier. It is just the same team as Alex's, right? But with Leftovers Blood Moon instead of AV. I think Alex also had Dire Claw over Sword Stance on Sneasel, right? And it's also a different Incineroar set. Yeah, Sword Stance, exactly. And also different Rillaboom set. And different Goldango Terra. But it is similar, at least. And game 1, I actually kinda cook him. What happened in game 1? I know that my P2 was actually not speed time with Ursaluna this time around. It was slower, which was good because it meant that in Trick Room it was faster. And in all games he brought the combination. No, in game 1 and game 2 he brought the combination of Incineroar, Ursa, Dango. And in game 1 there was a situation. Okay, that was kinda crazy. Because I think there was a situation where I called him out on not protecting the Ursaluna. I was yawned with my P2, and I clicked Fake Out Terra, fighting Terra Blast into Ursa, and the Ursa protected, and then I lost. This is how I lost game 1. And in game 2, I made a crazy play. Not that crazy to be fair, but I clicked knockoff. He led with like Rilla Goldango. I got a knockoff off on the Goldango and he fake out at my P2. And next turn, I had a safe U-turn Trick Room because I know that after a knockoff, I like the Rilla is also intimidating. My Porygon 2 survives Make It Rain Woodhammer. And he clicked Make It Rain Woodhammer, didn't KO as I U-turn his Rillaboom. And I get a switch into my Ursaluna. And I just clicked Headlong Rush Recover, and I just won game 2. And then game 3, okay? That's funny, Blunt. Yeah, exactly, Charlie, exactly. But yeah, then game 3. You gotta imagine. I lead with Incineroar and P2 for the third time, as he leads with Rilla with Dango. And you have also to imagine, everybody in the area has already finished their set, as we were just starting our third game. So everybody was waiting on us, because game 1 took like 15 minutes, game 2 took like 15 minutes, and then game 3. He starts Rilla Goldango, fine. I click knockoff Trick Room. He fake outs my Incineroar, so I get the Trick Room up. And this time I was like, okay, this time I feel like he goes Terra Water, Make It Rain immediately and doesn't protect. Because as I said, in game 2, I U-turned the other slot on his protect with Goldango and I got Ursa in for free. We didn't have disconnects, no. Just long games. Also, I had to get a new team sheet because mine was really folded. So before we started, I quickly got a new sheet. Yeah. So I double the Goldango with knockoff Shadow Ball. Wait, did I click Shadow Ball in turn 1? I just remember that he was at like 50 on the protect turn. Okay. And then in turn 3, I double the Goldango because it just protected. He also did not click Fake Out with Incineroar. You know what he did? He clicked double protect with Goldango. And I doubled the Goldango. And he got the double protect. He immediately said that he forgot that he protected the turn before. But it's kinda crazy to just go for Nasty Plot turn 1, go for protect turn 2, and then go for protect turn 3 and get the double protect. And I'm like, but I had a guaranteed win. My Incineroar was slower 6 times in game 1 and game 2. My Incineroar was always slower or faster. Wait. My Incineroar was always slower or faster in Trick Room. Like, I had less speed than his Incineroar. And he, in game 3, in the end, he clicked Terra Ghost with Incineroar. And I prepared it, that I tossed my Amoonguss with Rage Powder. I redirected his Flare Blitz. So I said, like, he had left Rillaboom 20%, Dragonite 80%, without loaded dice, intimidated, and full life, close to full life, or maybe full life, no, close to full life Incineroar, Terra Ghost. I had Trick Room up, and on the field he had like the Dragonite, which was like -3 defense, -2 attack, no loaded dice, super terrible, and the Incineroar. And I was like, you know what? I will just Terra Blast the Dragonite to get damage on it, and Knockoff should OKO his Incineroar. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not intimidated. It doesn't KO, but it puts it in Shadow Ball range, right? Like, it puts it in range of everything. My Dango was dead. Like, I only had... and his Dango was dead. So I click Knockoff into his Incineroar. He switches Dragonite, which means I get the knockoff on Incineroar and I win. It's literally game over. Because then, next turn I just knock off Shadow Ball. I KO Rillaboom, and the idea is that I KO Rillaboom and Incineroar, and his Dragonite without a loaded dice can never beat my Porygon 2, which still has an Inviolite. What happens? I also got a Flare Blitz burn on the Rillaboom, by the way. He parting shot at my Incineroar once, and then I did like 60%, I got a burn. Which was not super impactful, I would say. But it was not as impactful as the Double Protect, let's say that. But yeah, then... his Incineroar suddenly parting shot at my Incineroar before I clicked Knockoff. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? You are telling me... thank you, Kaisa, for follow, by the way. I appreciate it. You are telling me that we were speed tying the entire time, and I was winning every single speed tie, even though sometimes it would have been better to lose the speed tie to get a slower U-turn on his parting shot. I was winning every single speed tie, which is why I played it that way, because I lost every Intimidate speed tie. I lost every I lost like. When Trick Room wasn't up, I lost the Intimidate speed ties, I lost the Grassy Terrain speed ties, and I lost all the Move speed ties. And then in the one moment where I think, okay, it's gotta be, I should be faster. So I play the end game that way, suddenly he outspeeds. And I'm like, this is a joke. And hi Slaney, I hope you're doing great. So he gets a parting shot off on my Porygon 2. Or was it my Incineroar? No, it was Porygon 2. But that's why my knockoff goes into the Dragonite. As I said, he switched Dragonite into Rillaboom, clicked parting shot, so he could switch into Dragonite again. And it already had no items, so I didn't do that much damage. And I was like... Because now he was able to click Fake Out into my Incineroar and Scale Shot. And what do you think? How many Scale Shots did he connect into my Incineroar? You can guess. Of course it's 5. Of course it's 5. But like, it was still okay. Because the turn after, he actually, since I set a Trick Room up, no, I didn't set Trick Room up. Trick Room was about to end. He missed the next Scale Shot. As I clicked, I think I had to click Knockoff into Dragonite. Now that I think about it. But I KO'd the Rillaboom with Knockoff and clicked Shadow Ball into Dragonite. So now the end game is, I will tell you what it is. 100% P2, and my Incin was like 30% Incin. Versus. I also did not get a Shadow Ball drop on the Dragon Knight in the 2 turns where I clicked Shadow Ball. Which is alright, but still want to say that he had left 100% Ghost Instant and 20% Dragon Knight. My P2 I think was -1 special attack due to the parting shot. And there was 1 TR turn left, okay? So what he did was he had to double my Incineroar with Fake Out Scale Shot. He connected Scale Shot, 2 hits were enough, as I Shadow Ball the Dragon Knight. So now we have 100% P2, -1, versus 100% Ghost Instant and 5% D-Knight, okay? And this situation is really tricky. He has Flare Blitz, he does not have Taunt, okay? This situation is really tricky, because what do you think does he click? What would you think does he click with Instant D-Knight? What do you think does he click? Good call, Charlie. Good call. And that's why I thought he would predict me to click Trick Room. Because the Protect knockoff is technically his best play. But then if I go for Trick Room, next turn I can KO the Dragon Knight with Shadow Ball. And then it's instant versus P2. Wait, stream is about to die. No. Hold on. Okay, stream is back. Okay, I hope you guys heard everything. I'm pretty sure you did, but if you missed something, just let me know. But yeah, so I could click Trick Room, right? And this is why I thought he would click Scale Shot and not Protect. So I Shadow Balled immediately. Okay, perfect. I Shadow Balled immediately. He clicked Scale Shot Knockoff, which meant his D-Knight died and he knocked my Eviolite. And now I had 124 HP on my Porygon 2. He got 3 hits with Scale Shot, which is fair, right? 3 hits without loaded dice is fair. I had 124 HP, okay? This is so sad. And he had Incineroar left. And you know what popped up? The 3-minute timer. And I did not know if I can win. Because the problem is that if he spams Parting Shot, who wins if both are full life in the end? Who wins if both are full life in the end? I was not able, like, I know how it works, don't get me wrong. I know how it works, but I had no idea. I did not have no idea, but I had the feeling that he would win if the timer runs out and both Instant and P2 are full life. But to be fair, his Pokemon had a lot of base HP as well, but I also bought Goldango, Incineroar, Amoonguss, which also have a lot of base HP. So that's why I locked in fast. But he also locked in fast. We both wanted to end the game, but he did not lock Parting Shot. No, he clicked Flare Blitz. And his, yeah, Shadow Ball doesn't do anything. Like, this is the Shadow Ball damage. It does like 26 to 31, Charlie. Now, I just click Recover. Do you see how much this Flare Blitz does, Charlie? Charlie, look at this. How does he beat me? It does 31 to 45. I had still 7 Recover PP left. So he goes for 1 Flare Blitz. And I dropped to, I think it was 25. No, it was 35 HP. Okay, fine. I click recover. I go to 68 and he took Flare Blitz recoil. So he dropped to like 85%. Okay? He goes for Flare Blitz again. And I dropped to... I had exactly like 20%, around about 20% on 19. I had 38 HP, yeah. I had 38 HP and I recovered again. Boom. And he took recoil again, dropped to 70. And at this point I was like, yeah, okay. Maybe he's like 36 adamant maybe. 36 adamant. But now, based on the damage, I think I'm out of crit range. If he doesn't crit now, afterwards I'm 100% out of crit range. Also, the timer was now at like... We still had a little more than 1 minute. It was like 70 seconds until the game ends. Not my timer, not his timer. The game timer was at 70 seconds. And he crits Flare Blitz. And my Porygon 2 drops to 0 HP. I still said GG. I wasn't mad. Like, the set was incredible. Like, we both played some insane Pokemon. We both played amazingly. We both played really well. But I lost the game 3. Like, I still gotta admit, I got a Flare Blitz burn on the Rillaboom, and I also got a Scale Shot miss. But the double protect in like turn 3. If he doesn't get the double protect, the game is just over in turn 3, okay? And then that the game ends on the critical hit. I think this was literally the very last moment. After this Flare Blitz, he also dropped to like 45%. So he was in the yellow, and I would have been in the green. I would have been at like 75, and then I would have just... You know what would have happened? Now I cannot lose, because the game timer was at 70 seconds, right? And I still had like 50 seconds of my own timer. So what I would have done is stall so that we only play one more turn, which means that even if he gets a crit, I would be out of range. So he would be at like 30%. And then I would be, let's say he crits. Wait, if he crits, he would have been at like 25%. But I would have been at like 52% because I would have survived with 2%. And then over. Game is over. And I should win this on the timer. But he literally critted on the last possible turn. And I lose the set. I was not upset about it because if I play a good set, if I play well and hacks happen, I am still proud of myself that I played a great set. It just sucks to get punished after playing so well. Yeah, this was... Honestly, even though there were some hacks involved, as I said, Scale Shot miss, the speed tie, the Incineroar speed tie being revealed in the very last turn is also like the speed tie, the Flare Blitz burn, the double protect. There were a lot of RNG factors, but this was still one of my favorite games because this was against a phenomenal player like Giuseppe Musicio. I don't have to tell you why he's a really, really good player. And I had fun playing this game because it was a back and forth, and it was just... I said it once when I reacted to Giuseppe's stream match. I think Giuseppe rarely makes mistakes and plays really good Pokemon. And I love to play against players who play really good Pokemon. And yeah, this is what happened. And unfortunately, I lost. But I was still proud of the work I put in because, yeah, I think I played an amazing set, and I cannot be mad about it. But I will go to the toilet really quick, and then we will talk about the remaining matches. Alrighty. Yo, Nachti! Was geht? Let's go, Nachti. I had so much fun. Like, you should have told me sooner who you were, but like, I had so much fun talking to you. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. I enjoyed it. As you said, it was really short as well. Like, we talked for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, but I still had a good time with you. But yeah, we are currently talking about like my run and how I just had an insane set, which I unfortunately lost, and now I was 8-2, and now it was, if I lose one more, I'm out of the tournament, pretty much. No, I don't know this yet, Charlie, I don't know this yet. I don't even know if I will play another tournament in this season, but I will figure it out. But yeah, now, I was 8-2 and it was super rough. And my next opponent was Thomas Schulz. And Thomas Schulz is a good German player who qualified for Worlds last year. And he had some really, really good runs overall. A lot of day twos. Wait, I have to show you. Like, I think he only has one tournament which he didn't day two. 2 tournaments, I think. So, yeah, Utrecht was his very first tournament. Okay, then he finished top 64, top 64, top 128 in EUIC, top 64. Bologna was not good, Worlds also not great, top 128 in Frankfurt, and now top 32 in Lille. So he's really, really good. And he used a scary team. He used a team of Achaludon, Basque Legion, Pelipper, Amoonguss, Dragonite, and Goldango. Clash MVP, yeah, he's 7-0, or he went 7-0 in the Clash as well. XP, it was 108. It was 108. Oh my god, oh that sucks, Nachti. I hope you can relax now at least. I hope you can relax now. But yeah, I played against Thomas, and you gotta imagine the turn 1 was so sad in game 1. He led with Basque Legion Pelipper, and I lead with Incineroar and Porygon 2. Okay? And I just had this feeling that he will switch Pelipper into Achaludon and Wave Crash my Incineroar. So I lock in, Terra Grass, knock off into Basque Legion plus Trick Room. Last second. Thank you, Yof. Is Yof fine? Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, Charlie. Yeah, thank you. You too. Take care. I appreciate that you were here. But yeah, I wanted to click that. Instead, I clicked Terra Grass, Fake Out, and Trick Room. And he clicks Wave Crash, switch into Achaludon. And I was like, oh man, if I did that. And then next turn, I switch P2 into Amoonguss, click Knockoff into the Basque Legion. As he clicks, I think it was Snarl and Protect. Next turn, I just knock off Spore again. Achaludon falls asleep. I KO Basque Legion. He goes into Goldango. I knock off Goldango. He goes Terra Dragon Nasty Plot. I switch my Amoonguss into my own Goldango. He stays asleep with Achaludon. Next turn, I think I Shadow Ball Goldango and switch to P2. Yeah, I switch to P2. He clicks Protect again. And stays asleep for a third turn, which now means I can click Shadow Ball into Goldango and set up a new Trick Room, and then win with Porygon 2, Incineroar, Amoonguss, and Trick Room if he clicks Shadow Ball. And if he clicks Make It Rain, I can knock out his Goldango. So he clicked Make It Rain, I KO'd Goldango with Shadow Ball and set it a new Trick Room. And then actually what was super interesting was that his Pelipper, like the Wave Crash into my Incineroar, put me to 128 HP. The turn 1-1 put me to 128, and I switched my Goldango. I hard switched it into my Incineroar, and he hurricaned the slot, and I was fine dying because then I would have Amoonguss and Trick Room in position. The worst thing what could have happened was that he gets a Hurricane Confusion. Wait, stream is dying? I will wait until the stream is back. Yov, they just have a bigger community. Oh no, stream, please don't die on me. I mean, OBS says it's fine. Hold on. Yeah, OBS. Wait, should be fine now. Yeah, it was just for a few seconds. And hi Jack, how you doing? I hope you're doing amazing. Yeah. So basically what happened was that his Hurricane did not KO my Incineroar, which was a little surprising. But in game 2, I also see that he was timid. Why, I will tell you when I talk about the game 2. But his Hurricane did not have a great chance to KO me. And after seeing that damage, I obviously couldn't calc in the game. But I thought my 64% Incineroar dies to Hurricane, but I survived it on like 8 HP. He only did 120, and based on that, I figured he might be timid. And as you can see, he could have also been modest. I obviously did not know that, but I just figured that he would be timid. But then I had to hard switch Incineroar into Amoonguss, go for Terra Blast into Pelipper. He protected, which was fine, because I got the Terra Blast off in the last turn as well. I did more than 50, so next turn I can just... he KO'd my Porygon 2 on the Protect turn, but that was also fine, because then I had Incineroar with 8 HP. Like, my endgame was 8 HP Incin. My Amoonguss was like full life, I think. Yeah, my Amoonguss was full life versus 40% Pelly and 100% Arch. And I think the Arch was +1, a special attack. So it doesn't seem great. Also, I had in the bag, maybe I should say that as well. I had in the bag like 20% Dango. Yeah, so I could never really switch it in safely. But the turns afterwards, the Pelly just protected, and Trick Room is still up for, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 turns, but what I did was knock Pelly, Spore, Arch. He tried a double, he didn't get it, so Pelly dead. Archaludon falls asleep, okay? I remember how many Trick Room turns were left. Arch falls asleep. Then, what I clicked was self-Pollen Puff, because I didn't want to give him a stamina boost. And also it's important to self-Pollen Puff myself here. And go for knock the AV, which is important for Goldango. And I think he stayed asleep. Yeah, he stayed asleep. No, he woke up. He woke up, and I think he flash cannoned my Incineroar. I just remember that in the once the Trick Room was gone. I remember that once the Trick Room was gone, I could just go for U-turn Spore. My Amoonguss was not even threatened by a crit, because I remember that he did like he dropped my Amoonguss to the Citrus Berry with Flash Cannon. He didn't have Draco. I think he was +2, and I don't know, he said he had some special attack. I think it was around this, but even a crit would have not KO'd. So I had a free U-turn Spore, which means he goes for Flash Cannon first. My Amoonguss will always survive. And either he KOs my Incin, I get the Spore off, I get a free switch into Goldango, or my U-turn goes after the Flash Cannon, so then I have Dango, Amo against no AV Arch, 0 sleep turns. Okay? Easy win. I just nasty plot Pollen Puff and then Shadow Ball. Especially because my Goldango was faster than his Archaludon. Thank you, Droven. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, this is how I won the game 1. And then in game 2, game 2 was interesting because this time I did not click Terra Grass turn 1. I think Roaring Moon is cool. I like Dragon Dance Roaring Moon a little more than Tyrant, but Tyrant also has a niche. But yeah, game 2, this time I did not click Terra Grass. Maybe it was the right decision, because what happened was he switched Pelipper to Arch again. I fake out of the slot again, set it up Trick Room, and he just crit my my Incineroar. So I don't know, he was Mystic Water, but in rain with a crit, going Terra Grass would have not, like, I would have survived, but then I would have been in range for everything. So Moonblast, you can just go Terra Flying, and Fluttermane is not everywhere. I did not crit. You did crit. You did crit. I saw that, because I had to laugh a little bit, because I thought, oh, good thing I did not Terra. But the crit did not matter. I know that the crit did not matter. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, Toss. I know that the crit didn't matter at all. Like, I know that Incineroar dies. But I had to laugh because in game 1 I clicked Terra Grass, right? But if I click Terra Grass on the crit, that would have been a bad Terra. So I was glad that I did not Terra. That's what I was trying to say. I'm not saying that the crit was important. But yeah, then my Incineroar was dead, which seems bad, but I also wanted to keep the Terra for 2 reasons. Reasoning 1 was Terra fighting Porygon 2, if he has the same brings, like Terra Blast Archaludon, Shadow Ball Basculegion, Shadow Ball Goldango, it's really good, especially with +1 special attack. Or I can Terra my Goldango into Dragon, which is really good against Pelipper, against Basculegion. The Archaludon doesn't have Draco, and I have a lot of special defense investments, so I can also Terra against Archaludon or against Goldango. So that's why I wanted to keep the Terra, and welcome back, Storsan. And what happened in turn 2 was that I switched into Amoonguss. I clicked Shadow Ball Basculegion. Because I did not Terra, the Basculegion also took way more recoil, which put it in Shadow Ball range, because I was +1 special attack. So what happened was, he had Arch Bask. I just clicked the safe play, which was Spore Archaludon, Shadow Ball Basculegion. He protected. Like, I could have called him out on that, but I didn't. And then next turn, I Shadow Balled the Basculegion again. And with... what did I do with Amoonguss? Did I switch to Goldango? No, I think I just stayed and Pollen Puffed with Terra Bug Archaludon, because that turn he clicked Terra Bug on that. No, I Spored the Basculegion. Yeah, Spore Bask, right. I doubled the Bask just in case the Basculegion switches to Pelipper. I can catch it with a Spore. Or maybe he bought Dragonite this time in the bag, so I can catch the Dragonite. That's why I Spored the Bask. Like, Pollen Puffing Archaludon was not worth it. And in that turn, he clicked Terra Bug with Archaludon, so I was also happy that I did not Terra Fighting Terra Blasted. Oh god, stream is dying. Why is it dying again? No, it's fine now. Then the next turn, he, Basculegion died, he went into Goldango. Good thing is that he couldn't Terra Goldango anymore. So what happened was that I think I Shadow Balled the Goldango and switched Amoonguss into my Goldango. Right? Right. And the Archaludon stayed asleep, I think. And I still had 1 turn of Trick Room left, and I made a huge blunder. I made a huge blunder. Because I clicked Make It Rain, Shadow Ball into Goldango, I think, on the obvious Protect. If I just click Make It Rain Terra Blast into Archaludon, the Archaludon would have died. We saw it after. Like, the Archaludon actually would have died to the +1 normal type Terra Blast plus Make It Rain. But for whatever reason, I targeted the Goldango. And the Archaludon woke up, I think, and clicked... No, the Archaludon stayed asleep again. But wait, but that would mean that there were 4 sleep turns. No, it's the third. Yeah, the Archaludon stayed asleep, which then meant that I can KO the Goldango with Shadow Ball. With my Goldango. And I would have been fine if he Shadow Balls my Goldango, because my idea was that he only has left, he has left a full life Pally in the back, and then in front he has like 30% Dango, and I don't know, 35% Arch, Bug Terror. And my thought process was, if I lose Goldango to the Shadow Ball, I can get the free Trick Room, and I'm pretty sure that Amoonguss plus P2 could deal with it, because then I can Spore Archaludon, Shadow Ball the Goldango, and then Spore Pally, Terra Blast Archaludon. Not super easy, but he clicked Make It Rain, and what was the other move? I think it was Electro Shot into Goldango, which meant that Goldango died. Nah, P2 died there as... No, I got the Trick Room up. I know that. I tossed Amoonguss, right? Oh, well, like, I just know... Okay, never mind, stream dying again. Let me check Discord really quick, because it's kind of important. Okay. Yo, thank you, Hannes, thank you. I just remember that the end game was 80% Goldango versus 100% Pally. Okay? -1 Goldango, to be fair. But this was the end game. And Trick Room was up for, I think, 4 turns. Okay? And this is where the Hurricane from game 1 into the Incineroar comes into play. Because my mind was like, okay, do I click Protect to stall the Trick Room because he's Modest Pally? Because if he's Modest Pally, I have to Protect, then Shadow Ball. I think it was 3 turns of Trick Room left. 3 turns. And so my best play is, if I am slower in the Trick Room, I have to Protect. I have to Protect. And then I have to Shadow Ball. And then on the last turn of Trick Room, it's a 50. Because then he could KO me with Weather Ball, so I have to Protect. But he could go for Tailwind to counter my Protect, and then I could Shadow Ball. Like, this would be a 50. If I'm the slower one right now. And that's why I just said, okay, I think he is timid based on the damage he dealt. So I will click Shadow Ball. And I did more than 50, and I saw Tailwind. And I was a little surprised by the Tailwind. True, I clicked Terrafire Rage Powder. Oh, right. I clicked Terrafire Rage Powder. I had Porygon 2 Amoonguss on the field. You also crit the Body Press, to be fair, but I clicked Terrafire Rage Powder to redirect the move from Archaludon to get the Trick Room up with Porygon. And then I had the turn where I clicked Shadow Ball into Goldango plus Make It Rain. Yeah, you're right. I used the Terrafire against Archaludon Goldango to get the Trick Room up against Porygon 2. Exactly. But yeah, I clicked Shadow Ball. I was slower, and we saw a Tailwind. And I don't know why you click Tailwind toss. I think it should have been always Weather Ball first. Even if you expect to be faster right now, like even if you expect me to protect, I think going for Tailwind doesn't really help. But because next turn you click Weather Ball as I click Shadow Ball, and then I protect. Now you have to protect. Now because then you have to get a double protect, because then Tailwind and TR are up. And then Tailwind and TR end in the same turn. So I am a little surprised that you click Tailwind. Made no sense, yeah. I think if you just click Weather Ball, it would have been interesting. Because if you click Weather Ball, I think my Goldango, it survives it, right? You were timid. What would have been interesting is that I would spam Shadow Ball. Because if you click Weather Ball, 2 Trick Room turns are left. And if you then get a double tagged, that then means that I have to get a double tagged to stall the rain, and then you have to connect a Hurricane, and I'm not sure if the Hurricane would have KO'd then. So you needed the double protect, and then I would have needed a double tagged. But yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, the 50-50, I know, like Shadow Ball, or like if I protect on the last turn of Trick Room. But you were timid. This was my Goldango spread, by the way. Since you were also curious about the electroshock damage. But yeah, I got lucky with sleep turns in both games, I would say, overall. But yeah, you played really well. Like the game 1 is super frustrating because I don't know if you were here when I talked about the game 1 turn 1 toss, but in the very beginning I locked in Terra Grass knockoff Trick Room, knockoff the Basque Legion. This was like my very first play because I anticipated your Pelipper switch into Archaludon, and then I cancelled, and then you switched, and I think if I get the Terra Grass knockoff Trick Room there, I'm in an insane position, like obviously, but yeah. Insane. Basically, Terrafire is really good into the Typhlosion teams. It's also really good against Volcarona, because with Terra Water, for example, you can get Terra Fairy Terra Blasted, which does a ton. Also, if you are Terra Water, you like, since Volcarona is paired with Rillaboom, you just get Rillaboomed. Like, yes, Terrafire is weak to high horsepower, but at high horsepower you can intimidate it, and it doesn't do that much damage. So it also really helps a ton against Volcarona. But yeah, that was my round 11, and then I had a win-in against an Italian friend, against Stefano Greppi. The problem was that Stefano played against Faiz, and Faiz beat him, but Stefano played this team, and this is not an easy matchup. You were 196 modest. This is not some special attack. Like, I thought, since you had Snarl and no Draco, I was like, yeah, he won't be that, like, maybe 36. But with a plus to make it rain? Actually, I think it's still a roll. Because you were timid, Goldango is my guess. You had no life orb. Yeah, it's like a roll, but it's very heavily in your favor. If you're 196, maybe you have less. But yeah, it's heavily in your favor. It's like 95 to 112 if you are this. Were you +2 or were you +1? No, you were +2, right? You did not click Make It Rain yet. It is, yeah. What was definitely lucky in my favor, yeah, for sure. Like, not denying that. I am not denying that. Yeah, Mungus. This was the only game or set rather where I had to rely on sleep turns a little. Other than that, I also rarely clicked Spore. Like in general, Instant Porygon 2 did a lot of work overall. But yeah, then against Stecker, he played really well. Like, I have to... The problem is, it's lead roulette, kind of. Because Ninetales Annihilate is good into everything, but pretty much auto loss, or not auto loss, but really bad into Goldango Kilowattrill lead. Okay? And Goldango Kilowattrill lead was a lead that Vice pulled against him. And I did not lead with Goldango Kilowattrill. He brought Ninetales Ursaluna in the lead, and I'm so glad that I did not lead Kilowattrill into Ninetales Assault Vest Ursaluna. I was so happy. Instead, I led, I think, just with Instant P2, and I clicked Knock Off Terra Fighting Terra Blast into Ursa, as he clicked Aurora Veil, Earth Power, getting damage on my Incineroar, but his Ursaluna dropped to like, I don't know, 20-ish%, 30-ish%. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I have Goldango Ursa in the back. I will set up a Trick Room now. Was it Goldango Ursa? I think it was Goldango Ursa. I will set up a Trick Room now. And, or was it Amoonguss Ursa? I think it was Goldango Ursa. And he clicked Icy Wind Earth Power. This is what I anticipated. KO'd my Incineroar. But I got Trick Room up. And now my Porygon 2 was also faster than the Ursaluna. Which meant that I could go Goldango. Right, I went Goldango. I Terra Blasted the Ursa and clicked Nasty Plot. And he switched Ninetales into Rillaboom. And I was +2 then. He still had Veil. I KO'd the Ursa. He switched into Annihilate, I think. When he protected, Terra-Fired the Rillaboom. And... no, this was game 3, I think. This was game 3. But in game 1, I remember that the end game was insanely tricky. Because I headlong rushed. No, I clicked Facade on the Terrafire Annihilate. Right, I clicked Facade on the Terrafire Annihilate. He tried the double protect. He did not get the double protect. And he also clicked Blizzard without Snow. And he missed my Ursa. If he connected my Ursa, or onto my Ursa, it would have been a 50. Because I had like, let's say he connected, then I would have had 40% Ursa and 80% P2 versus like 70% Ninetales and 10% Willa, I think. But then it's like the call, because it's also the last turn of Grassy Terrain, then because he could go for Fake Out Blizzard if he anticipates me to click Protect Trick Room, then this is his best play. But if he expects me to attack with Ursa, then he should maybe would have... breaking the P2 will be hard for him. But since he missed, I could just click Facade and Terra Blast into... like Facade with Ninetales, Terra Blast with Willa. And he fake outed my P2 and clicked Blizzard. And he double missed again. He double missed back to back. So I got a little lucky. Like the misses on the P2, obviously, we talked about it. The misses on the P2 were literally whatever. Unless he gets a freeze, then missing obviously makes an impact. But it had an impact on the Ursaluna. So I got a little lucky in the game 1. And then in game 2, I remember that he cooked me with Bulk Up Annihilate behind screens. That was really rough. That was really, really rough. He also always bought the same 4 with different leads, like Ursaluna, Annihilate, Ninetales, Willa. And then game 3, guys, game 3, I was like, you know what? We are going to cook. I need your opinion on that. I need your guys' opinion on that. What would you do? Game 1, turn 1. My lead, Dango P2. Okay? I will also say what I have in the bag. I had in the bag Dango, not Dango. Ursa, Incin. Or was it Among Us? No, it was Incin. And he has, in the lead, Ninetales, Annihilate, Bag, Willa, Ursa. What do you click with Dango P2? He has Icicle Spear on the Ninetales. What should I click here? Is there a safe play? Maybe I don't see it, but is there a safe play? I guess I get the Trick Room up every time. But what should I do with a Gold Angle? Should I switch it into Ursa to take the Rage Fist? Should I just attack? But if I attack, I risk Icicle Spear, Rage Fist. Should I Terra Dragon? Yeah, no safe play. It's cooked. Yeah, like immediately I was in a position where I was like, oh man, we are going for reads now. Because if I go Terra Dragon and he goes for the self Icicle Spear, he also has to connect enough Icicle Spears to then OKO my Gold Angle with Rage Fist, which could switch into Ursa, which could protect. And look, with 3 stacks, he would not KO me. So he has to hit himself 4 times, and even then it's just a roll. So what does he click? It's cooked for him. I would say stay in with Dango and not Terra. Yo, Uscorp! I tried your talk hole into my balance like FT and supported. Yo, let's go, Uscorp. Great to hear that. Great to hear that. Glad that it works for you. And thank you so much. But yeah, what happened was I clicked Shadow Ball TR and he clicked Bulk Up Veil. Which meant that the Annihilate dropped to 35%. Thank you, Ren, for follow. I appreciate it. Okay, so really good turn 1. Or like, I think it was more of 40%. I think he was not in range where the next Shadow Ball KOs if he goes Terra Fire. Okay? I did not Terra. I just said Icicle Spear Rage Fist, you're not going to do that, and he didn't. But now, the next turn. What do you think did I click next turn? It's insane what I clicked next turn. It's insane. It's so crazy what I clicked. Because I risked the entire game, not just in turn 1, but also in turn 2, because I felt like I'm behind. And if he goes for Drain Punch into my Porygon 2 slot, this play would have always lost me the game, I think. Actually, I would be +2 with Gold Angle, because what I did was nasty plot, switch to Ursa. I clicked nasty plot, switch to Ursa, and he clicked protect, switch to Willa. Like he switched Ninetales to Willa. So my nasty plot switch play was perfect. And then I made a somewhat a bad play. Yeah, my next play was really bad. Because then what I did was that I clicked Headlong Rush into the Ape plus Make a Drain, because I thought I wanted to cover that he goes for I also Terra Ghosted my Ursa to take the Willa hits and also be immune to Fake Out. Obviously he doesn't click Terra Fire now in front of this. So what I should have done, like what it just would have won me the game as well, was Facade, Willa, and just Make it Rain. Cause what he did against my Terra Ghost Headlong Rush Make it Rain play was switch Ape to Ninetales and high horsepower my Dango. But he missed high horsepower. And then the game was over. Ninetales died, Willa took a lot of damage. He also Terra-Fired the Willa Boom, to be fair, which means that my Porygon 2 plus Incin can also just win, because Veil was about to run out, and since he also, like, high horsepower would have not KO'd my Goldango. It doesn't OKO. But the game state would have been like, I have full life Incin, full life P2, full life Ursa, and like 20% Dango against 30% or like 40% Annihilate, 60% Ursa, and 60% Willa. Which means if I get a second Trick Room up, I just win with Ursa P2. But because of the high horsepower miss, I just couldn't lose ever. And that means that I won the game 3 after an exhausting set. But yeah, this is basically what happened. I don't want to say that I deserve it because I made these crazy plays, but I played this one just really, really well. So I made top cut. Oh, thank you, Scott. Thank you. That actually still means a lot. Thank you so much. Do you use Discord? Because if you use Discord, that would be a good spot. But I will start with coaching. I don't know if it will be this week or next week, but I actually will start with it again. But yeah, thank you so much. And my run was honestly insane. I got the bye because I finished 3rd in Swiss. There were 3 players getting the bye, both X1s and 1 X2. Look at the finishes of my opponents. 4-4, 9-3, 5-3, 9-3, 8-4, 8-4, 9-3, 8-4, 10-11, 1, 8-4, 9-3. This was after Swiss. I had a resistance of 71%. Like, only 2 players did not make it to phase 2, and they still finished at least neutral. And most of my players, like 9-3, 8-4. There's no way, Leotedo. There is no way. This is crazy. 470 for a water bottle. You know how much this one costs? I think 35 cents. And it's 1.5 liter. Probably the ones in the venue were not 1.5 liter. In Gdansk, 3 euros. Yeah, I honestly do not recommend buying stuff at the venue. I would always recommend, if you play regional, buy stuff the day before, like on Friday, or you can also sometimes do it Saturday morning, like on the way to the venue. You can buy stuff, because never do that. But yeah, this was my Swiss one. Yeah, it's better to keep your fingers away from that summer. But yeah, this was my Swiss one. And then I had a bye in top 16, which was really cool because that meant I was in top 8 immediately. And my top 8 opponent was Giuseppe Alario. Not Giuseppe Alario. My top 8 opponent was Francesco Magurno. And I have a funny story to tell you about this team. Oh man, this is ridiculous. I played 1 best of 3 on Friday, okay? I played 1 singular best of 3 on Friday, the day before the tournament. And it was against this exact team, so I roughly knew what I need to do. And in the showdown set, in the best of 3, you gotta imagine that the end game was 15% Ursa on my side burned versus full life Torkoal, okay? So he clicks protect. So I dropped to 9% because of the burn. so he clicks protect. I drop to 3%. So he clicks protect. I drop to 0% because he gets the triple protect. This was my experience when I played that matchup. Yeah, 3 euros would have been fine, but it's still like expensive. Okay, Lavos. I mean, I think the food isn't bad, but is it still worth the price? I'm not sure about that one. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, one sec. I have to check something really quick. Okay. The pasta was so bad. GG. But they had a lot of different stuff, didn't they? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a restaurant for you, Laris. That's a restaurant for you. But I don't know. I'm still not a big fan of getting stuff at the venues. Yeah, that's also valid, Laris. That's also valid. But yeah. So the match against Francesco Magurno was insane. It was honestly a crazy set. Because I have a feeling that the one I played against on the Friday was maybe him. Yeah, you should, Eric, you should. So I remember a lot of the set, clearly. I knew that my kilowatt drill is faster than Ursa in Tailwind. Like, if he has Tailwind, I just knew that I would be faster, okay? Game 1, lead kilowatt drill Dango against Zard Torkoal. What do you click? I show you my bag. It's Insin, Ursa. Okay, what should I click against Zard Torkoal? The Torkoal is eject pack, so I could switch into Insin to force the Torkoal out. It's the 80 euros entry. I'm gonna start going. Yeah, it's quite a lot. But you also get some stuff, which is cool. But yeah, that was the game 1 lead. I think my play was not great. Yeah, it was for sure not good. Well, if I click nasty plot, like, it's already a mind game. Because I have a feeling that most players switch Charizard to Ursaluna. And to overheat the kilowatt drill to get the switch into Jumpluff. So my thought process was that I could click plot protect, maybe with Terra Dragon as well, and then he would lose if he does that. So what I did was T-Bolt Zard and S-Ball Torkoal with Terra Dragon. What happened was that he actually switched Zard to Ursa, so Ursa got the Flame Orb, and I got a Shadow Ball Spadef drop, which was huge because that means that the Torkoal was not able to get an overheat off, and he switched to Jumpluff. So now the board was like 90% Dango because of Life Orb, 100% Kilo, Dragon Dango by the way, against Ursa Jumpluff. And what I did, I think, was make it rain switch, because then I survive a Facade. And I think he clicked. Oh. What did he click? I don't remember exactly what it was. But I remember how the end game... No, I think I clicked Tailwind. Nah, I don't exactly remember what it was, but the end game was insane. Cause basically, the very last 2 turns were okay, I have to tell you the situation. I know exactly what the situation was. I have 100% Ursa and 100% Kilo Watchville. Okay? 1 turn Tailwind. He has 30% Ursa and 80% Ghost Zard. 3 turns Tailwind. Did I have... Wait. No, it was that I did not have Tailwind and he had 1 turn Tailwind. This is what it was. 1 turn Tailwind. And the Zard was locked into Heatwave. Sun was still up, and he still has a Torkoal in the bag, which took the Shadow Ball earlier on. Nah, I don't think so, Jackson. I honestly think it's around the same price. At least it should be. But yeah. Basically, I still had Terra available, okay? I don't know if you can see it from this. But I had a winning play. Because my Ursa is faster than his Ursa. I actually had a really good winning play. Which was... I'm still upset. Do you see what the winning play is? I also did not know my Charizard calcs. Yeah. Oh, actually I was full life. Wait, without the burn damage? 81%, okay. What is the winning play? Yeah, I will just tell you. I could have clicked Terra. I could have clicked Protect because I did not protect my Ursa yet. And Terra Ghost T-Bolt into Charizard, T-Bolt Zard. Because if I survive this turn with both, next turn he doesn't have Tailwind, so I just T-Bolt Zard and Headlong Rush or Facade. I can actually Facade. T-Bolt Zard, Facade, Facade the Ursa, right? It's just a win. It was a win against what he clicked, because he clicked Heatwave Facade into Kilowattrill. Okay? I kinda anticipated that he would click Headlong Rush into the Kilowattrill. I don't know if he knew that I could Terra. I also overestimated Ursaluna a little, because I did not protect with Ursaluna, and I died to Heatwave. What I clicked was Air/EQ, because I thought he can miss Heatwave on the Ursa, or I can get an Air/Flinch. I think I had 1 turn, we both had 1 turn of Tailwind, because my Kilowattrill was for sure faster. No, I remember what it was. I had 1 turn and he had 2 turns. Something around this. I just know that if I clicked Terra Ghost T-Bolt into Charizard, I think I could have won. But yeah. Rough. But if he still has Tailwind, I clicked Air/EQ, didn't get the flinch. He OKO'd my Ursaluna with Heatwave. I lose game 1. I will just give you the short version, because unfortunately I don't remember very well. And then, 1 sec. I have to charge my phone because it's empty and I need it in a little bit, like once the stream ends. There is something I have to check on my phone. I love Texas. Not the state, rather the annoying thing that's just getting taken away from us. Texas. Okay, my phone is charging. Cool. Anyways, game 2, he leads the same, okay? He leads the same. And I was about to click T-Bolt Shadow Ball again. But this time, okay, same leads. This time I click Tailwind Nasty Plot with Terra Dragon, okay? And he clicks Heat Wave without terroring and Overheat into Kilowatt Drill. I just lose. Cause Kilo dead. And the Heat Wave did, I would say, 40% to Gold Angle. So I was still able to survive 2 Heat Waves, which was huge. Kilo dead, 60%. Dengo with Terra Dragon. And he overheated and switched into Jump Love. And I switched, I think, into Ursa. To then switch it into Incineroar. Right? Now I think I click. I think I click Make It Rain. I think I clicked Make It Rain Protect, and he clicked Tailwind, Terra Water with Jump Love. He Terra Watered with Jump Love and switched Charizard to Torkoal, which means now the board is 50% Ursa. 50% Dengo, 100% Ursa versus 20% Torkoal and like 40% Jump Love. And then I clicked Shadow Ball Facade. Yeah, I clicked Shadow Ball Facade. So, and I think did he protect? Wait. No. Yeah, I got a double knockout. I KO'd both Torkoal and Jump Love. Yeah. I KO'd both Torkoal and Jump Love. And then the end game was, I had, like, I will just show you what the end game was. 40% Dengo, 100% Ursa, and Incin full life in the bag. Versus Charizard and Ursa. Both pretty much full life, okay? Charizard 88% because of one solar power tick. I think, yeah, one solar power tick. And 100% Ursa. So what I did was that I protected my my Ursa and tried to Shadow Ball the Charizard. If my Goldango dies, okay. If it doesn't die, I KO his Charizard with Shadow Ball, and then his Ursaluna should not be able to win. So he clicked Heat Wave Earthquake, I think, or Heat Wave Headlong Rush. What happened was that my Goldango died to the Heat Wave. And now there was one turn of Sun left, I think. One turn of Sun left. I Fake Out and Facade into the Zard. Okay? Cause my idea behind that was I KO Zard now. And then his Tailwind expires. It was the last turn of Tailwind for him. Like the turn where I have Fake Out available is the last turn of Tailwind. And he goes for Facade into my Ursa. Because if he goes for Earthquake, it doesn't KO Incineroar. I can show it to you. Incineroar against Ursaluna, even if he is max attack, Earthquake does not KO. And then the turn after, I can just click Flare Blitz, Facade. Because both my Pokemon are faster than his Ursaluna. So what he did was that he clicked Facade into my Ursa. I survived it pretty comfortably. Like now my Ursa was at like 25%. And my 100% instant versus his Ursa, I just clicked Flare Blitz Facade and won the game because my Ursa was faster than his Ursa. Crazy game 2. And then game 3 gets even crazier. Cause game 3 I lead the same, Kilo Dango versus, this time he adapted with Torkoal Jumpluff. And I was scared of that lead, because that means that I cannot get the Tailwind up for free. What I clicked was, I switch Make It Rained, okay? I switch Make It Rained, because I needed damage on the Ursa. So I switched to my Incineroar, and click Make It Rain. Why Make It Rain and not Shadow Ball? If he switches his Torkoal into the Charizard, that's fine. Cause that would mean I get damage on the Charizard would get solar power damage as well. And I think I'm not in overheat range even with one Life Orb. At least that's what I had in mind. Against Goldango, Terra Dragon. What? 56%, but with connecting as well. And if he clicks Overheat, I can burn Sleep Turns on Incineroar as well. So it would have been somewhat fine. And then he's locked into Overheat. I could also, don't get me wrong, I could also click Protect turn 1. Which is good if he clicks Sleep Powder and not Tailwind. Because I stole 1 turn of Sun, which is super important. But I clicked Make It Rain Switch, because I wanted to cover for Tailwind turn 1. But with Jumpluff Torkoal, he should never click Tailwind turn 1. So I should have just clicked Protect, Make It Rain, Terra Dragon, I think. Well, or Protect, and then switch Make It Rain. But yeah, what happened was that he switched into Ursa, okay? I switched into Incin. So now I have Instant Dango. I did not need to click Terra Dragon here because I know that his Torkoal will switch and he only has Jumpluff on the field. So now I have Instant Dango versus Jumpluff Ursa. But what did the Jumpluff actually click? It clicked Sleep Powder into my Kilowattrel slot, which was now Incineroar, and it missed. And the miss actually makes things easier, because I was fine even if he connected. Because my idea was that then next turn I can Protect Goldango, switch my Incin, and then next turn I switch back into Incin, go Terra Dragon, and then I would survive the move and I get another Make It Rain off, right? Because Kilowattrel will beat the Charizard in the end. So, Goldango versus Ursa, I just want to show you that if he is -1, even after 1 Life Orb chip, as you can see here, Facade never KOs. So even if he reads my Terra Dragon, it does not KO. So now he had like 40% Jumpluff and 45% Ursa. And now I was like, okay, wait, what? I can just click F-Blitz into Ursa and Make It Rain with Terra Dragon. And I should always win the game. I think this always wins me the game. Because, yes, his Ursaluna is not intimidated, but he cannot KO both of my Pokemon. So what happens? He goes Tailwind, EQ with Ghost Terror. And that's perfect. Because my Goldango survives, goes for Make It Rain. If I get a double knockout now, I have won the game because then he has Charizard and Torkoal left, which means that my Kilowattrel with the Sash just T-bolts the Charizard. He cannot Terra with Charizard. Yes, he has Tailwind, but he cannot break through my Sash. I KO the Charizard, and I win the set. Because then my Ursaluna can just Headlong Rush the Torkoal as well. But both his Pokemon survive on 1 and 2 HP with the Make It Rain. Not with the Make It Rain. They survive the Make It Rain on 1 and 2 HP. Huh. Rough. So I am forced to go into Kilowattrel. So now I have like 20-ish, 21% Dengo and my 100% Kilowattrel. Versus 1 HP Jumpluff and 1 HP Ursa. And he still has 3 turns of Tailwind. 3 turns Tailwind. And my idea was that if he clicks Sleep Powder into my Kilowattrel and knocks out my Goldengo, then he has 2 turns of Tailwind left, but he dies to the burn, then I can maybe win if I get a 1-turn Wake Up with my Kilowattrel. So I clicked Tailwind. I should have clicked Tailwind Make It Rain, by the way, but I clicked Tailwind Shadow Ball into the Jumpluff. And what happened was that he missed yet another Sleep Powder, which meant that my Kilowattrel acted next. I set it with Tailwind. I KO'd the Jumpluff. He KO'd my Goldengo, and then he died to the burn. So now I have 100% Kilowattrel and 100% Ursa versus Zard Torkoal without Terra available. I click Tech first to give the Zard solar power damage, and then I KO with T-Bolt and win the game 3 because Ursaluna KOs the Torkoal. Insane set. Insane set. He also said that he that's the game we play. Like, if you play such a team, to be fair, he connected all his Heat Waves with Charizard in all 3 games. So yeah, I still think that the first Sleep Powder miss was not as impactful as the second one. Like, missing on the Kilowattrel meant losing the game on the spot. And this is how I won the top 8. It was not super clean, but the matchup was also not easy. Like, I tried my best. I was also thinking that maybe Terra Fire Amoonguss is not bad, but there's an Ursa. Like, what's Terra Fire Amoonguss going to do here? It just gets Sleep Powdered by Jumpluff if I go Terra Fire, and there's also an Ursaluna on the team. And if I go Terra Fire with Amoonguss, that means I cannot go Terra Dragon with my Goldengo. And so I just went with the Kilowattrel, Goldengo, and Incineroar plan in every game, like Kilowattrel, Goldengo, and Incineroar Ursa. I also thought about maybe bringing Porygon 2 over Ursa, but the reason I brought Ursa instead was that I thought that it could come down to Ursa versus Ursa endgame, and I would be faster and win. Also, Ursa is better than P2 against Jumpluff because I cannot get slapped once I'm burned. But yeah, this set was super stressful, and this is how I was able to get into top 4. And then my top 4 against Luca Cherrybelly was different. My top 4 set against Luca was wild, because my match up was not easy, I would say. He had a really scary team, and what made things the most scary was Goggles Taunt Annihilate. Goggles Taunt Annihilate forces me into a Kilowattrel lead. Because if I lead with something like Incineroar Porygon 2 to go for the Trick Room line, and he leads with Annihilate, I am Omega cooked, right? I am Omega mega cooked. So my first idea was actually the Kilowatt Drill Porygon 2 lead. Because the most neutral lead into everything is Kilowatt Drill Porygon 2 actually. And Kilowatt Drill Porygon 2 covers both Trick Room and Whimsicott leads quite nicely. However, if I lead with Porygon 2 against Annihilate Typhlosion, for example, I would get an attack boost. And then Shadow Ball doesn't do that much. And then it also gets tricky. Do I go for Trick Room or Tailwind? So I decided to go for a mode where I say that he doesn't lead with Typhlosion Whimsicott because I have Incineroar, I have Terra Dragon Goldengo, I have the Porygon 2 as I just said. Like Kilowatt Porygon 2 is so obvious that I just cover a lead that is really good into pretty much everything but Whimsicott Typhlosion. Because I felt like the matchup is not in my favor, and turn 1, I wanted to catch him, and I see Typhlosion Whimsicott, and I'm immediately like, oh, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. So, yeah, I go for Tailwind, Terra Dragon, Make It Rain. Thinking about it, maybe my better play would have just been Air Slash, Terra Dragon, Make It Rain. No, not just maybe, it would have been the better play and just get rid of the Whimsicott immediately. But I wanted to match Tailwind, which was fine, especially because of his back line. I think it was not bad. And now I made a mistake. Like as you can see, I want to switch into Incineroar and Protect. It's free. It's free. But my thought process was if I switch to Incineroar and Protect, what was my thought process? This is just a bad turn. Because I thought he would click Moonblast into Goldengo. That's all there is behind this play. But he clicked Anchor. Because I was like, I could also protect Make It Rain. If I read Anchor and I protect Make It Rain, Typhlosion gets in range for Thunderbolt as well. And he had the backline of, I think, Incineroar or Saluna, which means that I would have been in an insanely good spot. And I just wanted to make a call, which was not necessary. And this is why I would say that this is just straight up a bad play from my side. Yeah. And now I am forced to go into Incineroar, and I had the feeling that he has Farigiraf in the bag, and I have the feeling that he will switch Typhlosion into Farigiraf and click Moonblast, which is why I make this play now. But no, he just switches into Incineroar and just keeps clicking Eruption. He also stayed with Typhlosion, and yeah, at this point I am Omega cooked. At this point, the game is also just over, because I got a lot of turns just wrong, also anticipated wrong Pokemon in the bag. I still thought, okay, how can I win this? He will click Fake Out Eruption. He could probably just click Eruption Knockoff as well, or Eruption U-Turn. I have to click Protect and Switch, but even that doesn't win me the game. I go for Protect, as we see the Eruption again. So at least this turn worked somewhat well, and yeah, now both Tailwinds end, and I go for Fake Out. I thought about clicking Nasty Plot, but I think I clicked Shadow Ball in the end, because I think I could have not afforded a Nasty Plot, right? Yeah, no way. Wait, it was a crit. Actually, without the crit, I could have afforded a Nasty Plot, but even then, it's just not winnable. here's Ursa, and here my only hope was, now that I think about it, let me think about it if it is winnable, because his instant was slower. I think I had a winning play, which is super silly. If my Ursaluna is faster than his Ursaluna, I actually had the winning play. I guess I have to crit Facade then, and even then it can still get rough. But like, my winning play here, my only chance to win here is to click, make it rain, get some damage on the Incineroar, and U-turn my own Goldengo. You know what that means? You know that he clicked Protect with Ursa, right? That would mean that I would have Incineroar Ursa on the field against his Whimsicott and Ursa. Which then means that I could go for Fake Out Facade. I could Fake Out the Whimsicott, KO it, and if Facade crits the Ursa, I actually win the game. Or if I double the Ursa and maybe the double up is enough, then next turn I can maybe KO Whimsicott with Incin, and then it's Incin versus Incin. I probably still lose then, but I can go for the crit way, where I Fake Out Whimsy, Facade the Ursa, but that's the only chance to win. Like, I also thought about self U-turn, but then I was like, oh, maybe his Incineroar is faster than mine, because I didn't know that yet. And then if I U-turn the Incineroar, I actually also win, because then I get Ursa, and I think it's pretty obvious. So I was like, maybe he doesn't protect, but he does protect. And I get the information if he is faster or slower. I think if I watched all the stream matches, I could have gotten the information that he was slower, because I think he's slower than his own Farigiraf, right? But yeah, really good play by him. And yeah, now Tailwind Terra Normal Hyper Voice is just game ending. I wanted to surrender, but I was like, okay, you know what? It's winnable if he misclicks. If he clicks Moonblast into Incineroar and I crit Make It Rain on the Ursa or something. Unwinnable, GG. So he wins game 1 and I'm like, I got a lot of calls wrong. And I also have the feeling that he won't lead the same. So I will just go for my most neutral lead, which is Porygon 2 and Kilowattrel. And yeah, this situation is already tricky, because I could go for Tailwind, Terra Fighting, Terra Blast into Ursa and KO the Ursa turn 1, right? But then he could set up Trick Room, I would be weak to Psychic. So instead I decide to go for Air/Switch into Incin, I think. Because in my opinion, this also worked quite well. And he switches into Typhlosion. So this is actually really good for me. I wish I clicked T-Bolt, because with Air Slash I also have a flinch chance. But I do not get the flinch, which is fine, because now I just knew that he would not click Terra Fairy. So my idea is to KO Farigiraf here, and then click Tailwind Knockoff, and then go for a Trick Room when he sets Tailwind. Welcome back, Jade. So my play here was to knock out the Farigiraf, because I just knew that he would not click Terra Fairy, and it worked, but the knockoff didn't KO. And I'm like, yeah, he sets Trick Room and I lose. But he doesn't set Trick Room. So this is very winnable now. And you know what's crazy? I would have won if I made the play I originally wanted to make. You will not see that I hovered it, but do you get that? There's one play that is really good here, and it works pretty much every time, but there's a reason why I didn't do it. I just knew that he had Whimsicott in the bag, but I wanted to cover for Incineroar being in the bag. But even if he has Incineroar, I think... I'm so sad that I did not go for the play, which I will tell you in a bit. I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, if he has Incineroar, it's winnable. I will Headlong Rush with Typhlosion, which could switch, but I U-turn Farigiraf, then I have Terra Ghost Ursa, and he switches. And I see Whimsicott, and I'm like, if I did it, I would have won. If I did it, I would have won. Do you guys see which play here was the winning play? If you see it, you are crazy good in VGC. Which play on my side was the 100% win? Two turns. Insane. 2 turns. Actually 3 turns. Yeah, Prey. It's exactly that one. It's Flare Blitz EQ. Because then I still have 2 turns of Tailwind up. And he would be forced into Typhlosion plus Ursaluna. Yeah, Typhlosion plus Ursaluna. Because Earthquake would get a double knockout on the Whimsicott and the Farigiraf. And then I have Ursaluna P2 versus Blood Moon Typhlosion. And I can just Headlong Rush with Typhlosion. It cannot protect, it dies. And I can Terra Fighting Terra Blast with Ursaluna, which is an OKO. That means that he has to click Protect with Ursa. But then next turn I just click Facade Terra Blast. He has to get like a double Protect. But then next turn I just click Facade Terra Blast. He cannot OKO my Porygon 2. It's like just a win. So Flare Blitz EQ was winning. But Flare Blitz EQ isn't great if he has Incineroar in the back and clicks Protect with Farigiraf, then there are 2 turns of Tailwind. But even then, I can probably go for Terra Ghost Earthquake again, and just normal type Terra Blast. And then I was just scared that he somehow stalls my Tailwind and I don't get Trick Room up. And then I lose to the Typhlosion, but that was just so unlikely. So yeah, Flare Blitz Earthquake would have just won me the game. It would have been a 100% win. And I'm really sad that I didn't go for it. Because, as I said, Flare Blitz Earthquake, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. And now, it's still winnable. Not great, but still winnable. Because if I get Trick Room up, I still have Incineroar, which I can sacrifice. If I get Trick Room up, I can win with Porygon 2 and Ursaluna, right? But my idea was, how do I get Trick Room up? Or like, what I had to think about is, how do I get Trick Room up? And honestly, I have no idea. Actually, I want to check something. My Instant was at 22 HP. Typhlosion Hisui. Yeah, no, it was always an Eruption. Wait, this is in the sun. Yeah, if my Instant was a little bit healthier, then I would have had a pretty much guaranteed win here, which is just attack with Ursa, set up Trick Room, toss Ursa, then I have Instant Porygon 2, and I can just fake out Whimsicott, Terra Blast with Typhlosion, because when he has no Anchor pressure, Terra Fighting Terra Blast with Typhlosion, just in case he switches to Ursaluna. Both my Pokemon survive, hopefully, the turn, and then I have knockoff Terra Blast, knockoff Terra Blast. You see it, right? But my Incineroar was unfortunately a little too low. So my thought process then shifted to, okay, I will go for Protect, Terra Blast. Because I'm pretty sure he will Terra Fire. I will not put him in Blaze range. Then next turn, I will just go for an attack with Ursa, like Facade into Whimsicott and Terra Blast into the Typhlosion. No, Facade into Whimsicott, Trick Room, and then I have the same Fake Out Terra Blast situation, because if Ursa dies, it's fine. And if I knock out the Whimsicott, it's also fine. So we see the Terra Fire, we see the Protect, and Tailwind as anticipated. And the Eruption did a little more than I actually wanted. It did 56, which is quite a lot. It did 136 HP, right? Yeah, 136 against Typhlosion Hisui. 136. He literally got the highest roll possible. Because in my head, I was like, it should do around 65, but this did like 70. He's also timid. He's not modest. Before you say he could be modest, he's not modest. Yeah. I think if I was a little healthier, I just want to know, if I was a little healthier, let's say I had, what's a lower roll? Let's say he did 122, then I would have had 14 HP more, which would be 70. And then even in the sun, he had 46 HP, he told me, in the sun. Would have just KO'd me. So yeah, I needed him to be like 51 HP. Yeah. So my idea was not bad. But I guess in that turn, if he isn't in Blaze range, he could also just click Eruption Moonblast probably. And win that way as well, because that should KO Porygon 2 every time too. So yeah. I just wanted to set up the Trick Room, the turn, Ursa dies, and then I think you guys understand. Wait, but without the sun, or I think I tossed this. Yeah, I think I tossed this. Hold on. Even with 56 HP. I died because he clicked Sunny Day, right? I think I tossed this. Because with 46 HP, Eruption without Sun would still KO. But yeah, if he was not in Blaze range, I would have survived. Or if he didn't get like the highest roll possible. But yeah, my correct plays would have been in that order. Not Protect with Ursaluna, Trick Room with Porygon 2. Then next turn I have Incineroar plus Porygon 2 on the field, where I go for Fake Out into Whimsicott, Terra Fighting, Terra Blast into the Typhlosion, and just in case the Typhlosion switches into the Ursaluna. The Eruption does not KO either Pokemon, because Incineroar would also survive the Eruption. No, it wouldn't. Never mind. Yeah, no. I don't know. What was just super rough. I tried. But yeah, then I was like, okay, so now what do I even do? I like, here my thought process was, okay, only chance is, if Porygon 2 survives, I get the Trick Room up, and then I have this Incineroar Porygon 2 board, which is perfect now. Or if he KOs Porygon 2, I crit Earthquake on the Whimsicott, so I get a double knockout, and then I have Instant Ursa, and I am still, like, if he goes for Eruption Moonblast into Porygon 2 maybe, my Ursaluna is still healthy enough that then he still has 3 turns of Tailwind. After, like, right now he has 3. Then with the Earthquake crit, he has 2. Then I can go for Fake Out Facade, 1. Then I can protect my Ursa, and then maybe KO his Ursa with Facade. But this was all very unlikely. But yeah, we see Sunny Day, and it's kind of crazy that this Eruption still... it's kind of funny to see that Ursaluna just dropped. I was -1 SPDF, but yeah. And then I asked him, were you in Blaze? And I was like, it was so close. But yeah, GG's to Cherry. He played really well. Like, I think I made 1 or 2 mistakes, but it is a tricky matchup for sure. I would not say, like, a lot of players or a lot of people just say that Cherry won on matchup, and I disagree. Like, my matchup wasn't terrible, I would say. It was not good, but it was playable. And here, this is by the way the Terra Blast roll. To activate Blaze, I need to do at least 100 damage, okay? And the chance for that was 62%. So activating Blaze was actually in his favor. I could have also crit the Typhlosion. If I crit and it doesn't die, I always win the game. If I crit and it does die, I think he just wins with Ursaluna Blood Moon afterwards. Yeah, he does. Because he can click Encore Hyper Voice. Yeah. Anyways, that was my last set of the tournament. I finished 3rd in the end. But it was still a really, really good tournament. I had a lot of fun. Obviously, it's pretty interesting because now this was my 25th. Oh, this was my 25th tournament actually. Did you guys know that? Bambuild says that I already played 25, as you can see. Stuttgart is not in yet, but I do count this like Japan Worlds. This is where we had separate day 1 and day 2, and it counts as 2 tournaments. For me, Worlds in Japan was 1 tournament regardless. You can think whatever you want, but if you think it as a way that it is 1 tournament, then Stuttgart was actually tournament number 25. Yeah, thank you, Jackson. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, out of the 25 tournaments I've played now, I won 3. I top cut 13. So I actually top cut more than half of them, which is kind of crazy. I top cut 13 out of 25. And it's my 21st day 2 as well. Yes, Jade, exactly. Also, now my day 1 win rate, by the way, is over 80%, which is also a cool fun fact. Over 80% day 1 win rate, which means I win 4 out of 5 matches in day 1. Day 2, I think, is it over 2/3 now? I lost 2 sets, so this is a 30. Did I win 6 sets in day 2? I don't think I did. Yeah, no, I didn't. Actually, if Alex Gomez counts as day 2, I actually have 3 losses and just 3 wins and a bye. But yeah, not quite 66% win rate in day 2. Top cut. Top cut is funny. This is where I have exactly 2/3, right? Because in top cut, unless they count the bye, but if they don't count the bye, my top cut rate is 20 wins, 10 losses. This is clean. 20-10. Yeah, overall win-lose is like... I have over 250 wins now. Yippee! Yippee. Pretty interesting. There is RS, it's not updated, it is called Limitless VGC. And if you click on players, I am currently like 25th, but it doesn't have like last words, for example. It has NAIC, but it does not have words, and it's also missing some tournaments. But like, as you can see, I got 10 points for my top 16 in Dortmund. I got 15 points for my top 8 in Gdansk. 21 points for the regional win each. And then, yeah, you get points based on the performance. Like 38 points for second at Worlds. 34 points for third at Worlds. You get it, right? And like, there are players that have just way more tournaments. Like Wolf, for example, show complete tournament history. It starts back in 2011, where he got 50 points here, 60 points here. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see. You can also filter after earnings, which is funny, because if you filter after earnings, I am actually currently third. I am actually currently third because I got a lot of earnings for like World's top 8, right? I have currently more earnings than Nils, technically. I have more earnings than Edu. I have more earnings than Riley, Poke Alex, Cherry as well, Joe, Paul, Eric. Because I think, how much did I get for top 8? 10k, yeah, 10k. They were listed as 10k, so I have 49, and now I get another 1k, which is 50. I think, actually, I think nobody here has 50 plus. Actually, maybe Cherry with his LAIC. I think LAIC finished top 32, right? So that's 8k, yeah. But you get the gist. Marco and Wolf over everybody else. Also, you can like filter regions as well, like Germany, for example. Wowsy, pretty cool. What? Nah, guys. This is before taxes. I am not rich. But yeah, top 8s. I mean, I have 13 top 8s now. It says 9, but I have 13. No, I have 13 top cuts, but not 13 top 8s. I have 12 top 8s. I have 1 top 16 top cut in Dortmund. But I have 12 top 8s because it doesn't... Or 11. No, I think I have 12, yeah. And if we go globally, yeah, Wolf, Eric, Alex, Joe, obviously. Yeah, it's that money taxed. On this website, it just shows the earnings without the tax, but you have to tax it, yes. Anyways. That's pretty much it. For the Victory Road World Cup, I can tell you, like, I will stream tomorrow again, where we will talk about the Victory Road World Cup, how the week went. I will show you my game. The current week's score between Germany and Argentina, okay, is Germany 1, Argentina 2. So there are 4 sets left, and we have to win 3 to make it to top 8. If we lose 2 more sets, we are out. So let's see if we can win 3 out of 4. I don't know. I mean, I've been streaming. Maybe someone played. I have no idea. But yeah, I will call it a day because I still wanted to eat something. And maybe I should help my team out for like maybe some last minute team choice decisions. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. As I said, I will be live tomorrow again. And no, it is Reg F. Regulation FFF. Exactly, Aris. Good evening again, Dominic. Great that you are literally coming right towards the end. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the support today. Literally insane. As I said, tomorrow, World Cup stuff. So hopefully not the last time, but also not impossible. I hope I will see you tomorrow again. I will rate you to, let me check.
Ja, einfach mal rein.
Oh my god. Actually, I can rate you to my good friend Poke Alex. he beat me on stream, so he's not bad. What's he? I cannot type. Okay, it worked. Was here the whole time? A good evening. You mean like have a good evening? I knew that you were here like most of the time, but I was like maybe you came back, but yeah, that's funny. Anyways, maybe I will see you tomorrow. If not, no problem, obviously. Don't be forced. But yeah, anyways, good night, take care, and let's hope Regulation F brings us some good teams. I'm not a big fan of Regulation F, honestly, but we gotta see.